Chiu. Hi everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Well, it's Gerry and I tonight, Cake Lacing. So Gerry's here back in the kitchen, and whenever she's been in the kitchen, we've always had a fabulous time, and something's always gone really funny. What was that one with that funny name on a cake we had with you once? It was winding you up.
It's the restaurant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The restaurant, yeah. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but it didn't sound very PG, did it? So we haven't got that tonight. No. We're going to try and keep it clean.
Well, anyhow, there's always great fun. It's always great fun when our guests are in the kitchen, but we love having Gerry here. So I've invited her back to do cake lace, and we're going to go back to basics. We're going to show you from start to finish, because lots of you can do it, but more of us can't. It's a bit like the airbrush syndrome, isn't it?
Yeah.
You all have an airbrush in your cupboard, but nobody uses it.
Exactly.
Well, there you go. So we're going to show you how to use it. Now, in the kitchen, we've got three other people as well. So we've got Laura, Maria, and Simon. Ooh, Simon! Simon is now going very red. Oh, Simon, you are going very red. So we've got three people in the kitchen. So if you see two of them tossing around, Maria and Simon, they're in the kitchen, and they're going to be trying to film little videos. Well, Simon won't. He's watching Maria intently. So as you know, Maria bobs around. She tries to take some little videos and makes them all into a 1 minute video.
They're always amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, they're always brilliant. Yeah.
Always.
So now we've got to slap Simon back into shape, and he's got to be just as amazing as Maria. Hey, Simon.
Okay.
Now, Simon has actually been with the company for 7 years. He's actually a photographer, so all our lovely pictures, he actually takes them all for us. So he works for us within the company, but we've asked him to come over and work with us on our Facebook Lives and do some marketing. So he's a little bit like, what the hell's going on? So you might see him like, what is all this? He'll have no idea, but the good thing is he does know the products, because he's taken a picture of every single one before you lot have got to see them, which is great. So, hello Laura, you're in the kitchen?
I am. Hello.
Do you want to do your spiel?
Absolutely. We're just building up a brilliant audience at the moment. We're just over 200 viewers. And so hi to everyone on Facebook and everyone on YouTube.
Wow, yes. Hello YouTubers.
So thanks for joining us again. We know you love having Gerry in the kitchen. I know there's a few comments of people saying they're already looking forward to it as soon as we posted that you were back with us. So as usual, we're here for a fun, friendly, informative tutorial. It's free every week in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, and as our motto always goes, what happens in the kitchen stays in the kitchen. So it's cake lace this evening. There's not really anything to eat. I know we're a bit disappointed.
Nothing's alright.
I know. I have to say.
I think bring gifts to John though.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I know. I saw two big boxes like Maltesers, I think. Are they both Maltesers?
Yeah, one's truffles and one's Maltesers.
And I thought, oh, what are they for? What are they for? And John said, look what Gerry bought me.
I'll see this kind of
Really bad, Gerry, really bad.
We'll let you off. We'll let you off. But basically, anything that happens in the kitchen stays in the kitchen. So it's all here for demonstration purposes only. If you're interested in purchasing any of the products that Gerry shows you this evening, head over to the website, which is sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. Maria set up the Facebook Live must-have section, so everything can be found in one place, which makes it just a bit easier for you to shop. And I will pop some little informative pop-ups up later as we go along, just so you can see the price and the details of the products. If you can't stay with us for the whole Facebook Live, you can catch up when we're finished. It will be pinned to the top of our Facebook page, and then it also gets transferred over to YouTube when we're finished as well, and that's normally later on in the week. As usual, Maria, like we said before, is around the kitchen taking some footage of the really important bits, all squished into a 1 minute video, and that also gets over to YouTube as well. Don't forget to like and share. So just a very quick recap on our competition. If you like and share our Facebook post, we'll put all of the names into a draw, and we will draw it next Monday, and you're in the chance to win a £25 Sugar and Crumbs voucher to spend on our website.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
I like that. Who was on last Monday, Laura? Did you host last Monday?
Potentially, yes.
What date was it last Monday?
Emily, I think it was it?
It was, yeah.
Yes, you have. Right, okay, so we'll do that draw afterwards
Yeah.
then, won't we? Because I'm up to speed now with Thursday's draws.
Yeah.
I did that many prize winners on Thursday. It made me
I
sound
know.
freaking dizzy. I'm sure I did a few ones that weren't supposed to do. I'm feeling we've done that one before. Anyhow, so we'll go back and we'll do Emily's live from last Monday. We'll pick a winner from that towards the end of the evening. So Gerry is here. Now Gerry's just going to go and set up, because I'm just going to quickly whiz through some new products products with you and just tell you what we're quickly using tonight and what special offer that we've got on, because I'm sure you're going to want to know. So I'll let you go and bob off. Yeah, brilliant. So Sweet Stamps, as usual, they've always got some fabulous things in. So as per usual, babies, we always love babies, and they have this little cookie embosser. And this one, we have a boy and a girl, but you won't be able to see it very well, unfortunately.
Let's have a look.
Can you
see
see
what
under
I can
there?
do. I can. Bear in mind it's backwards.
I know,
but
So
we get the gist.
You just basically stamp it onto your topper. So what I might do is I might roll out some fondant afterwards and stamp it on. But anyhow, just to let you know that there's lots of new products on the website. Shamrock, ready for St. Pat's Day. A little selection of rainbows and clouds. There for your cookie cutters. I love this one because I drink latte forever. Everybody who knows this. So this is a new range called biscuit cookie cutters. Amy from Sweet Stamps is selling them. You get the embosser, the cutter, you get the little latte thing. So I'm not going to waste too much time showing you them all, but do have a look. Just go to the what's new section. So I'm just under here. And this one's lovely. I love this one. So this one is he or she, what will it be? What will it be? He or she, what will baby be? Which is quite good. A double B on it with a little B on there, which is quite good. Yeah, so I really like that because bees are really a big thing, aren't they? And then favourite guy of ours, Kerry Griffiths, and he's done some wonderful embossers. Now, how pretty is that? Can you see that, Laura?
Yeah.
How pretty is that? Now this is his new bow silicone. He's actually done one in roses, peonies, tulips. I love the tulip one, mate.
Butterflies, is it?
And butterflies, yeah. And then this is his newest one. So basically, you're just going to push this into the side of the cake, and then you're going to paint them. It comes up. It's not actually pushing into the cake like that. It's actually it's like a cutter type of thing, but it's not, if that makes it.
Yes.
It looks beveled, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So it looks beveled, so it looks textured, 3D effect when you push them in. But I think that's lovely. It looks so pretty for such a very simple idea. The hardest thing about that is the straight edges.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, then you're going to see, look at all these fabulous colours. Now, who loves the sparkle? So when I sparkled everybody, and we use the finishing sparkle, okay, I've become so obsessed with it all that when they brought this new range out that's just been released, this is all the new finishing sparkle colours. So I'm not going to show you them all, but look at them, Can you see them all? So there's extreme gold, rose gold. So what you do is you just use these like I've shown you with your Faye Cahill colours. You know, you're just going to use them, luster them. There's 25 grams in a pot. It's the same as the colour splash, okay? So some pots are going to look more full than others. So you won't be able to see it there because I can't turn it round. Yeah, let me turn it to this camera, Laura. So can you see there? Is it on?
Yep.
Right, so when you see these big pots, so like the Colour Splash range, and these are much bigger than the Colour Splash pots because the Colour Splash pots only have 5 grams in. These have 25 grams in. Now, when you'll see that some look as though, I think the blue looks as though it's got more in than this one. And basically what it is, the product is weighed on weight. The density, the volume is different because some powders are lighter than others and fluffier than others. And I'll explain it another way. When we bag our cocoa powder, we bag them in exactly the same bags as our icing sugar, but we can only get 250 grams in the bag and a little bit more. There's just no way that we can get 500 grams in the same size bag because of how fluffy it is. So when you're looking at these, it's based on weight, the same as the Colour Splash. When you buy the ones like Fractal and Rainbow Dust, they're based on volumetric weight. So you're still getting the same amount in the tub. You're getting a full tub, but it's volumetric weight. So just so that you're aware. So don't feel you're being diddled. But lots of lovely colours. I love this baby pink. What have we got else here? We've got dark gold, which is stunning. So I've got Danielle Crouch in on Monday, and I'm going to see if she'll have a play with some of these. Gerry, you're having a play with the green. Look at that green, fusion green. How lovely is that? And you loved this one, this yellow one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yoshi yellow. You said, I'm going to use that one. So loads of lovely colours, Valentine red, all lovely and sparkly. And you can also get the finishing sparkle in there as well, which you all love. So that's in a tub as well. So you can use them to filling up your pumps. So fill up your pumps that you've got as well. So let me just get rid of all this lot because I'm not going to go through them all, but beautiful colours. I'm not sure if I put them in the must-haves, but they're definitely on the what's new. So let's get rid of all that. Any questions, Laura?
No, just quite a lot of people excited about those dusts, so I think they're going to be a good seller this week.
They're lovely. So,
okay, you've got plenty of stock.
And it's really nice to have something British made as well, which is good. And to be fair, Colour Splash, Rainbow Dust, and these, they're all under the Sugar Flavour brand. They're all British made, those. Can I just get those out of the way for you two, because you two don't bang into them. Right, okay, so we're going to be using the cake lace range tonight. Now some of you will have it, some of you won't, but we have got an offer on. So everybody who buys a mat tonight, you don't need to do anything, okay, on the order. So Laura is going to kill Laura, she's going to die tomorrow. She's I can see her trembling already because she doesn't know what I'm going to say. But you just buy one mat, it doesn't matter which mat you buy, this one or this one mat, one tub of colour, and it doesn't matter whether you buy the pearlised or whether you buy the white, but you buy, as long as you buy one mat and one colour, we will give you the rosy. And this is $7.99. And you made one of these tonight, haven't you, to use?
Yeah.
Yes. So you can use them on cupcakes, you can use them to fold them, do different things with them. But it's a lovely rosy mat, it's $7.99. So if you buy one mat, one of those, then you will get one of those free. Now if you buy two mats, two of those, you don't get two of those free. Okay, don't try it on. But what you will get as well, one of those should just about take you to free shipping. And if you get free shipping, you also get a free bag of icing sugar. So to be fair, it's a little bit crazy, okay? So over
sweating.
I know.
Great.
She'll have to sort this mess out tomorrow. Okay, she loves Tuesdays, don't you?
That's
so
amazing.
you all know all orders over £40, so it's over £40, not including shipping. So it's over £40 you need to spend. Then gives you automatic free shipping, and then you get a free bag of icing sugar. So if you're buying this, you're gonna have a great time, aren't you? Throw in a colour, so you're gonna go mad. So anyhow, I'm going to get, one more thing I've got to tell you before I get Gerry back. Classes, we've got a lot of classes this year on. This weekend we've got Molly Robbins in. Now quite a few of you have asked me when her moulds and legs are going to be back. Well, they've only just arrived today, so I've had to stay strum. Molly was poorly about 2 weeks ago, but she was like, Carol, they're on the way, and they've been held in customs. It's like everything. Sometimes things fly through customs and sometimes they sit there, but they've actually arrived with her today. Now I don't know whether she's going to drop them off tomorrow or Wednesday for me, but as soon as she does, I'll get them on the website. We've 2 classes this weekend. The 4-legged one, the laying class, is actually full, but we've got 2 spaces on the standing one. Now when I put these classes on, I only put them as laying mode and standing mode, but then I opened my mouth like I do without thinking, and I said, oh, should we put the legs on, not thinking about the extra charge. So you're all getting a free set of legs now, and so that anyhow. So if you want to get on the standing class, you'll be going home with something in 2 legs. Simon's wondering what the hell I'm talking about because he's not taken photographs of legs yet. There's always a very interesting conversation when we start talking about Molly's legs. They're so pretty, aren't they?
They are, but you'll be bitterly disappointed when you see the actual legs we're selling.
Yeah. And then, so that's this weekend for classes, and then the weekend after, I don't think we've got any class, 23rd.
You've got a class, haven't you?
I've got a class up this Wednesday,
Yep.
Cupcake Bouquet. Molly's this. Then the following weekend, I don't think there's anybody in, I don't know.
think there is.
But we've got Georgie Godbalding. Now, if you want to come on Georgie's classes, her teapot class is full, but she's got 2 other classes, and it's unicorn and mermaid. Now, what she says is, because there's a couple of spaces on them, if anybody wants to do this and they don't want to do the mermaid or the unicorn, she'll happily do the teapot for them. I think I've got that right without confusing everybody. So let's get started again. Saturday is fully booked with the teapot class. But the Friday and Sunday is not fully booked. I think there's 2 spaces on each. And what Georgie has agreed to do is, if anybody really wants the teapot class, because we were asked for it a lot, she will do a dual class. So that means one half of the class does mermaid, one half does teapot. The other half, on the following day, The other one half does unicorn and the other half do teapot. Does that make sense? Because the good thing with this kitchen is it's very long, isn't it, Gerry? And you can run up and down, so it's great. You can divide the class, down there, and you can get it all done, which is good. Now, after that March, I think we're done for classes then. I don't think we've got much going on in April because it's Easter, isn't it?
I think we're into June before
Yeah,
we're
we're
going
into
to
June
class.
ourselves. But let me tell you now, we've got a new lady. So those of you who used to go to Renshaw Academy, you knew a lovely lady there called Diane Lunt. So when the academy closed down, not Renshaw, because I told you a few weeks ago Renshaw Academy had closed down, and you all thought I meant Renshaw. Renshaw is fine. But the academy has closed down. So Diane has now set herself up with her own, what's she calling it?
Let them teach cake.
Teach cake, isn't it? But what would you call herself?
Oh, don't know.
I don't know, but anyhow, but Diane now has set up her own website and she is actually booking classes. And the classes, she's got some fabulous people coming in. And guess who's one of them? Ding, ding. Come on here, Gerry. Show them what you're making. So, come on, show them your species.
So they're going to be hosted. They're hosted here.
They're going to be hosted here.
They
Yeah,
are.
sorry, that would be a good idea. So if I told you. So Diane Lunt. So I will get this sent out in the email. I meant to send it out tonight actually. So it's Diane Lunt. You book with her, and it's called. The website is called LetThemTeachCake.com. Okay. So you go over to that website and you book there.
Diane's
Now-
watching.
Oh, is
Event
she?
manager.
Event
She's an
manager.
event
Oh,
manager. Sorry, Diane.
All these people in the kitchen, it wasn't just me. Gerry, you
It's
should have
late.
known.
It's late. I've got my brain's not working.
So, the very first class that's going to kick off with Diane's classes is this dragon cake. Now, isn't this a beauty? I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with the colours.
Yeah.
The colours are stunning, aren't they? And it's all real cake on the
So
day.
this is a fully carved cake. I know a lot of classes use Rice Krispies and stuff, but I prefer cake.
Yeah.
I think you get a lot more out of it when you actually carve and you get a real feel for it. So we are using real cake. We show you various techniques how to texture. We have wafer wings, and we also give you a little demo on how to use isomalt for the eyes.
Oh dear.
So a little bit of everything in there.
Well,
So
let me
that's
give a
day
close
one.
up there. So this class is £220, but Diane says if you call her and message her and book on, you can actually get a £20 discount. I think she said a £20
Yeah, that's
discount,
right.
didn't she?
Yep.
Just before.
It is now.
But look at this, right, Laura? What can you see there? Can you see it there?
Is it big?
Is it a bit
Peachy.
big? But what about? Can we see
You
it
get a lot for
there?
your money.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yes, that's brilliant.
Isn't it a beauty? What do they
Gorgeous.
think?
Absolutely gorgeous.
And look, it's got a little tail on the back.
Oh, there's
Wings.
loads of love for the
It's
dragon.
isn't there?
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
And
so.
the fact that it's all cake is amazing. So I think this is going to be a fabulous class, and I think Diane kicking off with her classes, starting off with this one, is absolutely super.
Yeah.
So the date for this class is, Gerry?
16th of May.
Yeah.
To double check
The
that.
thing is, I printed off the email. I can't read my own email because I did it in tiny writing. So let me just, the 16th of May. So it's £220 the class. But if you book this week, she will give you a £20 discount. So you need to go to info. So if you got this again, info@letthemteachcake.com. Email Diane now and then see what you can do about payments and everything like that. But it's direct with Diane. But they are being hosted here in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. And then on the Sunday, you're doing, what are you doing? Two mini classes, aren't you?
Yes, so on the Sunday we're going to carry on with the scaly theme, and we've got little Rosie Rex here. So she's...
I love her, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she's cute.
And what
So-
is she? Is she just a topper?
Yeah, so I think I need to check actually. I think we're doing something on a cake, or it could be just the topper. But we're going to show you how to do model making with Rosie. And we've also got another class which is a facial expressions. So if you want to learn how to do facial expressions on people, that's another class booked on the same day. So that's
So which is the
17th.
morning one?
We need to get you on to
Right, Diane.
Cake. So
Yeah,
Diane,
right,
can you
Diane.
please confirm that
So
one?
these are not on our website, okay? So what I'll do is I'll speak to Maria tomorrow and see if there's a way that we can put like a link through to Diane's website. Is that possible?
Yeah.
So maybe we could put a little box, you know, let them teach cake, and it goes right through, and it goes through to Diane's website. So we'll do that. But all those classes are going to be held here in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Now Diane's got lots of other fabulous artists doing lives here, doing classes here as well. So do go through to her website, let them teach cake, and have a look what she's got on, because I think you're going to be really, really very chuffed. And then last but not least, go on.
Diane's just confirmed Rosie will be in the morning.
Right.
Thank you.
Right, then I forgot what I was saying now.
Sorry.
It's all right. I forgot before you said it anyhow.
Oh, that's all right.
So, but I think we're done actually. I think.
Yeah.
I'll try and remember in a minute. I worry about myself at the moment. I forget everything, but I'll try and remember what it is, because it's completely gone right out of my mind. Right, it's all right. Do I still know your name? What is it?
Gerry.
What?
I told you it's late. Oh, I'm thinking cake lace, complete cake lace, and nothing else. I didn't remember my own name. How bad is that?
Taking the mickey about myself. Well, I do forget everything. I'm seriously worried about myself.
Asking the right person.
Anyhow, what do you think about tonight's live? Because we've just been joking about John, so I don't know whether John's watching, but isn't it great on Thursdays? I have to have a laugh with myself on Thursdays. What man could tell you? Oh, you tell him, oh, you love these, don't you, John? These free hands. Huh? Don't know what I'm talking about. He didn't tell you, scoff 3 of them afterwards straight away. That's how much he likes them. So anyhow, so Thursdays, just let you know, I'm back in here on Thursday with John and some sense of humour, hopefully, making red velvet cupcakes this week. Yeah. She brought in red velvet cupcakes tonight, and I went, oh, great, tell me how you made them. Got to make them on Thursday. With our delicious cream cheese flavouring.
Yum.
Yes, yummy yum.
Yes.
Right, come on, let's get on with this live. Show the
Okay.
student.
Let's go. So, thank you for having me back. So we are doing a back to basics today, which basically is those who've never seen it, never have bought it but never used it, have got it but haven't a clue what they've gotten and done wrong. We're going to go through all that. So we've got a
Can I
selection.
just show you something?
Yes.
Before I set up Sugar and Crumbs, for the first year setting up Sugar and Crumbs, I went and bought all the cake lace.
Oh my God.
This is 2014 stock.
Some of it will still work. Just like,
So, and I never used it. I just looked at it. In fact, I brought it home, had a go, didn't succeed on the first time, put it away, never used it again. And a lady last year said, do you do cake lace lessons? I went, oh God, don't ask me. So I said, don't ask me, but she came, I said, come along for the afternoon, we'll have a little play together. So we did, and that's the first time it's ever been used, 2014, this stuff.
Wow.
And it was still working.
well, hopefully after tonight you'll be able to have a go yourself
Yeah,
at home.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's get going. So there are a selection of mats here already. We've got the Regal mat, which is lovely for swags. Not sure if we can
Do you want to take them out?
Yeah, should we take
See,
that
isn't
packet?
this packaging lovely? I just love the packaging, don't
I
you?
Yeah.
do.
And the good thing about the packaging is, look at that. Shows you some ideas what you can make with them as well. So really lovely, really lovely. And I love cake lace. I just like looking at it. And
Yeah.
it's pink.
So it is. It's a really good quality silicone mat. So
Just
it's
stick it
food
in that camera.
grade. We got that camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's food grade, and they do take quite some heat. So when you're baking your lace, it only goes in at about 75 to 80 degrees anyway. But as I say, they do contain, they hold the heat well, and they clean so easily.
Oh, they
In fact,
do,
they are
so easy,
literally,
aren't they?
you don't even need to clean
No.
them; they just fall off the mat. So that's the Regal. This one's really nice for like borders, cupcake toppers. So
Have
we
you
will,
got the Regal on here?
not at the moment, but I will. We'll do a demo and we'll make some up for you so
We've
you'll
got
be
a
able
nice
to see.
big cake to decorate here.
Yeah. Then we've got Serenity. So Serenity is this one on this cake.
Yeah. I love that gold colour.
So
Is that this gold that we're going to use
we've
here?
actually got two golds. We've got
Yeah.
this is the soft gold, but this is the pure gold, which is
Yeah.
the one we've got here.
We use the pure gold,
and
yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Just the consistency
I think there's
is really
something
nice.
better with the pure gold actually, isn't there?
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
bit more regal.
Yeah.
So and then we've also got Madame Butterfly.
Ooh, we like a madam in the kitchen.
Again, this one's really pretty, so we want something. Some of these are not just for wedding cakes. I think that's a lot of things that people expect when they buy it. They do it for one wedding and then they just put it back in the cupboard, don't they?
Yeah.
They don't
Yes.
use it again.
Yeah.
So that's what we don't want. We're going to show you how to use it on a normal
I
cake.
used it once and put it in the cupboard for 5 years, 6 years. Where are we up to?
It's coming back out. It's
2020.
gonna come back
6
out.
years, isn't it? Well, it came out for the first time, as I say, last year. I think the lady was Louise that came and spent the day with
Yeah.
me.
And then we've got Pretty Paisley as well. So Paisley, it's I've actually used this one for a carousel cake, which I did for a magazine for Cake Masters. And again, they're great because each one has several different patterns on the mat, so you get a lot for your money, don't
That's
you?
the good thing about the mats. It's good to go and show them because you don't just get one pattern on there, do they? They do get lots of patterns on there. And I
You
like
do
all
get
this.
some.
I like all this, you know, it just shows you there, then you open it up. Look, more
And
stuff.
more.
And more
And more.
ideas. Yeah.
But they're great because they do. They're
And
inspiring.
my biggest regret is that I threw all the covers away. I really wish I'd kept the boxes.
I've got most of mine.
Have you?
Yeah, just because
Yeah.
I like them.
It's a bit
I've got a
bonkers,
thing
isn't
that-
it?
It's
But
like when you have carrier bags and you keep the carrier bags.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just me, I don't know.
No.
So that's the Prissy Paisley.
So you've got loads of borders there. If we just show that up there. So I don't know when you see, you've got a really big wide border and then you've got 3 strip borders there, haven't you? Going down in size. So that's really effective, isn't it? I
It's
like
really
that.
pretty.
Have you ever done cake lace, Laura?
Yeah, a couple of
Yeah,
times.
have you?
Mm.
Yeah, any good?
I was all right actually. I did
It's
quite
not
surprise
hard.
myself.
It's not as hard as it looks.
No,
I think when
no.
people start, once they get how to do it, they'll not go back and they just
Yeah.
want to select. Sorry. So whilst we set up, I'm just going to move these out of the way.
So, and you'll need to have one of these as well. Now, if you haven't got one of these, you could use
Palette knife.
scraper, couldn't you? A metal scraper
Yeah.
or,
You can,
or
yeah,
a long
so-
palette knife if you wanted to. Yeah, there you go. Oh, look at
Yeah.
that. You're thinking the same as me. There you go. So you could use one of those. But they do sell these that comes nice. It actually holds quite nice.
I
as
will
well,
actually
doesn't
show
it?
you the difference because although you can use these, there's nothing wrong with it, but having the knife is so much easier. So
Yeah.
once you see how I do it, you will think.
Well,
yeah,
you put
I can
this
buy
in
it.
the pot as well, don't you?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
carry it
everything. And again, it's easy to clean
Yeah.
and it's great. So it's the length. Right.
So, Laura, any questions?
No, just a lot of people agreeing with what you said before, that they've bought it and not tried it, or they've tried it once and didn't have any success. Which is, we kind of knew that was the audience we were going to get this evening.
Yeah.
So yeah, loads of people really looking forward to actually seeing it and getting some hints and tips and things.
Great.
And John is watching, by the way. He sent me a message.
Did it? Good.
I am
He might
watching.
give that episode to you for Thursday then, mightn't it?
Pick up some tips, John.
We like to have a laugh, John.
So to show you what kind of products we do have, so this is the original white lace, and am I allowed to open this one?
Yeah, open them, yeah.
So this is the big one, so it's 500 grams. Now when you open the white one, it comes in 2 parts.
Well, this freaked me out the first time I saw this.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought,
like,
what's going
oh,
on?
I've got to
Yeah.
make it. But
Yeah.
it's no different than making buttercream, or royal icing. It's really quick. It's not as scary as it looks. So there is instructions on the back on how to make it, and we're going to show you how to do it as well. I know one of the members tonight, they asked, like, I did explain at the shows, at the demos, and she said I forgot, so don't worry, we're going to cover that now.
Yeah, and the good thing is, I should have said to you, but because we're going back to basics, all of you know Carol Tucker. So Carol Tucker is watching tonight, and she's following us. So she messaged me just before we went live, and she said, "Have I got it all the right stuff?" And I went, "Go and put your oven on." And she went, "Oh, I didn't know I needed my oven." I said, "No, you don't, but you can. So go and get it on low." And she went, "It's gas. What is it?" Well, I don't know.
Oh,
just
no.
know.
But low heat, as long as it's on low heat. So you come to the powder and you get some kind of like glucose syrup in it, which I actually don't know what it is, but it works, okay? So just trust us on this one. So when we mix it, you're gonna double the proportion, the ratio that's on your tub. So the reason why we
make all
double
of
it,
it, are you?
we're not gonna make all, because that's a lot in that bag.
Yeah.
So that would probably fill the actual tub.
Yeah.
So you can make a few batches at a time if you want to. They actually keep. So it's up to you. You can either make what you need. I personally make like maybe 3 times the amount, and then I make my stuff ahead of time, let them dry, and I store them. And then whatever I don't use, it stays back in the pot and stays in the cupboard, and it doesn't go off. It stays for ages. So
Can you colour this?
you can, yeah. So these are pro gels. So any gel colour you can use to colour it. So again, we'll show you how to do it when we start getting the mixer out. But that's the outcome of having a lime green.
It's lovely. It's
See,
come up really
nice
well,
colour.
hasn't it?
And it's a block colour. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not patchy or anything,
No, it is. It's
So-
brilliant.
So what we'll do is we'll show you how to do the white first, I
First,
think, and
yeah.
then we'll go on to the pearlized.
Good.
How's that?
Shall I
Yeah.
get the mixer out?
Yes,
Pretty
please.
good.
So Carol's going
The
to do
good
the
thing
mixer.
is with these, look at this, you can don't
Right.
fold
Oh, don't,
fold
yeah.
them,
Keep them
roll
flat.
them. So if you are going to throw your boxes away, do roll them up. So that's how I store
Oh
mine.
dear, I don't
Yeah.
roll them. I keep them nice and flat.
Do you? No, I
Just-
roll mine.
But I think it's because I've got so many, like the piles
Yes,
this
you've got
high.
loads.
Right, so on your packaging, It will tell you to use 40 mils of water and 42 grams of the powder, so it's kind of similar ratio. And then it says half a teaspoon of this glucose. So the reason why I said double it, it just makes it easier when you're measuring the glucose. And use digital scales because it's obviously want it as accurate as possible.
And do we want a whisk or a paddle?
Let's go for the whisk.
Yep.
The balloon whisk.
Yeah. I'm boiling in it. Is it on?
It's warm.
Isn't it? But Maria's still got a big jumper on, so it can't be that cold.
Mind you,
Not
having
that
said
warm,
that,
is
it was lovely and cool in here, and Gerry said I need the oven on. I've just realised it's not gone off, has it?
No, I don't know. No, it's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, we can hear it
we'll be
buzzing,
fine.
can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just try and get this open and then we can.
So what colour should we colour this one then for the paisley? Paisley's like a blue colour, isn't it?
Mm.
Should we get a nice
Traditionally.
blue out of Pro Gel?
Come on.
Mm.
Come on, pass us that Pro Gel there. We don't usually use the Pro Gels, do we? Let's give these a...
No, we don't,
Okay.
mate. We don't use them that
They'll
often.
be dead chuffed, won't they then, Sean?
Oh, we've sent Carol Tucker into panic mode. She
Have
thought
we?
hers was pre-mixed.
Oh, we're
Oh,
going to
don't
use
worry, we
premix?
have
Don't
premix.
worry,
Don't
Carol.
premix.
Don't worry,
Don't
Carol. Hang fire.
Right,
So-
should we use that blue or is it too
That's
light?
nice. No,
Yeah.
it will work. So, depending on how strong you want the colour, obviously just add accordingly, but don't put too much in because it
That's
will affect
brilliant.
the dry time. Yeah, thanks.
No, thanks, but yeah.
Yes, please.
Right. I thought you said...
Sorry.
You said yes, thanks.
Come on,
Is that what you said? Did you say yes, thanks?
Yeah, I think I did, but like I say, my brain
I'm
is
well
completely
confused.
now, so I don't know what's going on. I had a day the other week. My husband was just giggling all week because I couldn't speak properly. Whatever I said, it just didn't come out right. So we're gonna double. It says 42 grams on the packet, so we're gonna double it and do 84 for the mix.
So for anyone who can't see, we've actually got the bowl on some digital scales. I'll just show you a different view just so you can see it because you can't see it from the top view. But Gerry is actually weighing this out as per the measurements that she's
84
shouting
grams.
out as well.
Yeah.
So I've got my cup of tea.
Oh, is there? Oh, there we go. Around 84. Right, and then we just need 80 mils of water.
Oh, do you want to get the water?
Yeah,
out?
sorry.
Right.
I'm so disorganised
Don't you
tonight.
worry,
So
Harry,
sorry.
your little Joey. Don't you
So
worry.
Amanda Walters has asked, can you colour it black or would it go grey?
It would go grey.
Grey.
However, you can dust. So again, we'll show you that a bit later on.
Can I just ask you, is it hot or cold water?
Cold, please. Yeah. So, as I say, we are going to cover everything. I'm not leaving any stone unturned.
No.
Let's just reset that.
So you're resetting your scales, and we're going to put in how much water?
So it's 80 mils of water.
18.
80.
Oh, 80.
Yeah.
And have you turned it to mils?
Doesn't make any difference, does it?
Well, no, I always thought they were the same, but somebody corrected me the other week and
Oh,
said they're not.
right.
They are the
don't.
same, aren't they?
As
Water
far as
is,
I know,
yeah.
yeah.
Water.
Oh,
Other
sorry,
things
it's falling
aren't.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Water
water is.
Oops.
Or what's not?
Things that are heavier
There
or
we go.
lighter than
Heavier
water.
water.
It's the density.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, so like
So
a
they have
gel.
like oils.
Like a gel.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right.
Oh, right,
So,
yeah.
right,
Is that
that's
why
ready
it
to
is?
go. So we're just
learn
gonna,
something new me every week.
so we're just gonna blitz that for about 2 minutes.
Right.
Sorry, I don't know how to use the KitchenAid,
Yeah.
so this is where Carol comes in. I've got payments. I'm looking at him. She's like cold.
Who's cold?
I'm just like, how
I know, do you see this sweat on that I got in? I've got sweat coming off my face and she's freezing.
I'm used to living 30 degrees all my life, so
But
for
yeah,
me this is
it's like that when
nothing.
I go to Hong Kong with my family, and I'm wearing a t-shirt when it's like 10 degrees, and they're like, why are you so like, you're not cold? And I get told off for not wearing a quilt out, basically.
I think we do that when we go on holiday, like
Yeah.
in the spring or something. It's always the British sunbathing, isn't it? all the people in their own country have got the tights and scarves on and stuff like that. Like, what's going on? We're on somewhere here, letting it all out. Right, do we have to scrape down?
So,
Paddle knife.
yeah, just make sure everything's blended in. So, just making sure I've got all this right. And I do this all the time, but like I said, my head's not screwed on tonight, so anything can happen.
What's your name?
What's going on?
Right.
I think, oh, I love this. Look, it's got that ginger tag on it.
Lovely, isn't it?
Oh,
Everybody loves them now, I don't sell them. When I sold them, nobody would buy them.
always the way.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
so let's scrape it down.
Scrape
I'm
it
just
down.
going to make Carol do
Sorry,
everything
Mary.
tonight.
Yeah, good.
So scrape it down and then give it another blitz. Want it nice and smooth.
Sorry, Marie. Have I got everything there for camera, Laura? Can you see?
Yeah.
Looking good.
Great. Smells actually alright, this stuff.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
it's like I think it smells like marshmallow.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste like marshmallow, does it?
No. But it is gluten-free and it's suitable for vegetarians.
I think it's
so-
free of everything. Right, can I just tell you about this stuff? This will be one thing that you will not be popping in your mouth while it's like it is. It only tastes nice when it's on the cake.
Yeah.
But when it comes out the oven or a bit peels off, do not pop it in your mouth. I have had the experience in 2014 and I've still not got over it.
It looks
Yeah.
pretty though. I don't like eating sugary stuff in
Do you
general,
not?
so if it's a cake, I take the
That's why
icing
you've got a
off
great
and then
figure.
go, oh no, I've packed on the pounds since the last cake.
Well,
Don't
shall I
fit in
look
the
like
cake
you?
master's dress anymore, that's
So
for
what
sure.
we're doing?
So let's have a look. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Do you whip it up like
Yeah.
a meringue then?
No,
Sorry.
just all you just want to do is combine it so
Combine.
it's nice and smooth. So we don't want any lumpy bits, we just want it smooth. So yeah, no, that's good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take that off. We're going to add 5 mils of the glucose that comes in your pot, and then we're going to put it back on the mixer.
With a 5 ml spoon.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to
Oh, you're going to weigh it?
yeah,
Are you going to weigh it?
put it
Oh.
back on.
Oh, okay.
This
Okay.
bit's
Clever.
quite crucial because it's just because if it's not quite right, you'll find that it doesn't set properly. So
Right.
So just to
phone's bleeping away.
probably mine. I did put it on
Not really
silent.
silent,
Yeah,
but,
no, I have.
but you left it on vibrate.
I don't know. I don't know how to put my phone. I'm with Rosie down here. I'm a dinosaur. So.
So Nikki King says,
So-
oh dear Carol, is the taste that bad? No, Nikki, it's not. When it's baked or when it's set, it's really not that bad to eat on a cake.
It's actually not meant to be eaten as it is anyway. It's
It-
meant to
it-
go on the
yeah,
cake.
it's
But when it's on the
decorative.
cake, you can't taste it, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You can't taste it.
No, I mean, you can if you wanted to remove it, so you could use it for decorative purposes, but it is completely food safe, it is edible. It's just not what you expect. It looks like melted marshmallow, but it definitely
But I will
does
say,
not
this
taste like
smells
that.
like marshmallow
It
as well.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
does
really
smell good.
nice.
It doesn't taste
Kid
like
you.
that. Yeah. Lulls you
Actually,
into
I
a false
actually don't know if
sense.
this is the horrible one. I tried the gold.
They do,
Sorry,
I
Maria.
think they do taste similar to be
Yeah.
fair. But like I said, when you've got the sugar paste, it kind of takes the edge off it.
Well, the
Yeah.
only reason I'm saying it, somebody said it on the group this week, but don't be put off because at the end of the day, I will promise you, once it's on the cake, you'll taste nothing.
Oh,
And
I
that's
people
where
at
it's
the
got to
show,
be.
so people at the show that come and they've tasted it, they said
Have
it tastes okay. Yeah.
Have they?
Yeah. Each to their own, but yeah. But they look great, so and they are edible.
Yes,
Um,
it is completely edible.
So just whilst that splits, I'm just gonna go and grab a mixing bowl, just put it inside.
What I love about it is how pretty it makes things. And that's the thing for me. It just makes
Yeah.
amazing decorations. And I think my only thing is, without going on too much about the taste, let's get away from that now. They look gorgeous on the cakes, and that's the main thing.
And it's how adaptable it is as well, because Gerry's been here a few times and
Oh, she's always used it.
but also shown you different uses for the patterns. So not necessarily as it is on the mat,
Yeah.
different ideas
Yeah.
for it.
Oh no, it makes amazing things with it. Have we done?
Yep, that's it. All
Right.
mixed, all nice. So let's just see how much is in there. It's quite a lot in there.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll split the mix. So we'll do half white, so you can see what it looks like as it is, and then we'll colour it as well, so that you can see how easy it is to colour.
No, we're finished with this mixer.
Yeah.
And someone has asked, could you flavour it? Could you put anything like an essence into it?
I don't
Good
think nothing would
question.
disguise it.
I personally haven't.
I think if you put liquid into it, it
Yeah.
would actually change the consistency.
Yes.
So be
It's-
careful.
It's like that with the gel colour, so whatever colour you add to it, if you use it sparingly, because it will alter the dry time.
Listen,
Yeah.
just think of your diet.
So I've just left some in there now. So
It's
you can
called
see
fat
that.
free. You won't get fat with this. You won't be eating any.
So there's some left in there, so I'm gonna colour that first. So again, we've got baby blue pro gel. Oh, it's brand new.
Bring me,
Sorry, am I in your way?
No, no.
No, it's me.
yeah. Maria's in the way. So we're about to
So
tidy
you
up 'cause it's
literally do
quite-
want, the smallest, thank you.
Yeah.
The smallest amount. There we go. There we go. Oh,
Was that the
That's
small
one.
one? That looked like a big amount
It
to
was,
me.
it was just that little bit at the beginning. Sorry. So you can mix this with the mixer again, put it in the whisk, or you can just give it a quick whisk. So there's not a lot. Oh, that's a nice colour, isn't
It's
it?
a lovely baby blue, that, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's the good thing of the mix. There's some colours that you can buy pre-made, and they're pearlized colours, so they come out a bit more metallic-y. If you want a matte colour like this one, just go ahead and...
But you can always brush it over with a nice shimmer afterwards,
You
couldn't
can, and you can also dust your matte. So if you wanted a shimmery colour, we're going to show you how to
Yeah,
get
should we
to.
do that?
Yeah. So that
I'll have to get my new colours out. Find the blue, Simon.
Can you combine both colors
Is
to
it on
make
the
like a
floor?
marble effect?
Yeah.
It doesn't really work when you
Grab that
marble it that
frozen
way,
blue.
but you could probably dust it and marble it with dust rather than like this. So that's nice and combined. So
let's
what
combine
matte
it.
would you like to use first?
Well, let's use that paisley one.
Right. Let this one.
Put it there.
Yeah.
Is it here?
There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
So
Yeah. And Simon's going to give you the blue there. Shall we dust that? Shall I get you a brush? Oh, you've got brushes there.
yeah,
haven't
but we can do solid colour first.
Yeah.
In fact, you know what? I'm going to dust this bit,
you? Yeah.
and then the rest we're going to do in block so that you can see the difference between the two. Thank you.
So we're going to use, which one have we got there? The
So
frozen
this one
blue?
is the electric blue.
Oh, the electric blue.
Nice.
You don't even do as you've told us. You've been here 2
Did you
days.
say frozen blue?
Yeah.
Oh, get your frozen one.
Too late, I've opened it.
This one, don't you worry, Simon.
Right,
You
so let's
take
put this
over.
open.
Huh?
And, ooh, look at that.
Wow.
Very nice.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm just going to grab a brush. Nice clean brush. So yeah, let's go and do this strip here.
Are they those still brushes I gave you the very first time you
They
came?
are, and they're
They
still
look
in
like
good
it, don't
nick because I've looked after them.
Yeah.
So go ahead and dust these.
We got that on the camera, Laura? Can
Yeah,
you see it?
perfect.
Looks good. That blue looks gorgeous.
Yes,
doesn't
it is.
Lovely.
It's gorgeous. So
So-
just to clarify, sorry, the dry mix that Gerry's used, this is the original white cake lace. So the dry mix that you mix up yourself comes with the little pot of the glucose mix. You don't have to buy that separately. So basically, if you buy the original white, it comes as a complete mix. You just have to mix it together yourself to make the quantity that you want. The other ones are classed as a pre-mix,
Yeah.
so they're already made up for you in the different colours that Cake Lace sell. So that is the
And
difference.
that, we've got the 500 gram white, and that goes a long way.
Yes.
We've only used, what, 80 grams, was it? 84 grams that you used?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a load there, isn't there?
So
Because wait till you see she starts using it, she's going to have loads left over that we're going to
Yeah.
have to bin.
well, you think about it. Once we've got the powder at 80 grams, then you've added the water as well. So obviously your mix is already doubled there. So that's the dusting, and then we're just gonna pop the lid back on. I'm just gonna right, and then we're gonna just slap all this on top. So like I say, make sure it's nicely mixed. There we go. So the whole mix is going to go on there. Now actually, when you make your mix, if you do it the day before you need it, it actually it balloons almost, and it goes thicker in consistency. And I
Wow.
find that actually works even better than
Does it?
freshly made, yeah.
Right.
So I've got a tub in that palette there, and if you open that one and have a look, that was made a few months ago, and it's still good. So that's the big white
Is
one.
that this one here?
Yeah. And if you open that one up and have a look, it's quite thick, and that one's it's perfect for spreading.
Ooh,
So let me just pop this over here for a second.
I saw you using that before.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So
Yeah. Looks like a painter's pot, that,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Yeah.
and the good thing is, whatever you
See, that still
use,
smells all right,
pop
doesn't
it
it?
back in that pot
Okay.
and store it that way.
Do you have to store it in the fridge or anything like that once it's made up?
No.
So it tells you on the packet to store it in the fridge and use it within 7 days. I found
No.
it goes mouldy, so do not do
Oh,
that.
so just dry, cool
in
place.
the
Oh, isn't
cupboard.
that weird? That
Yeah,
one?
it's
Must
well,
be to do with the moisture, do you think?
that is exactly what it is. So the thing with cake lace is you need to dry it out. So any moisture in any way, shape or form is not going to help it in the fridge. So
Okay.
now if you do over bake and it gets too brittle, you can always pop it in the fridge for about 5-10 minutes, and that will bring some moisture in. So you might be able to revive it that way.
Okay.
Now there are 2 ways to dry your lace. You can do the air dried method, which personally I prefer it.
Yeah, you've always said that though.
Yeah, because you get a very uniform drying to the whole mat. So with this one, you'll notice that there are areas which are more the
And a
deeper.
little bowl to scrape
I'm
into
going to put
it.
it in this one. So yeah, so there are some areas which have deeper crevices. So with that one, you want to those shallow areas will dry a lot quicker than the
Yeah.
deeper ones. So by the time the deep ones are dry, you're going to have quite brittle shallow areas. However, because we're in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen and we want to see this live, we're going to put this in the oven. I have had a little play around with it anyway, with
You've
Carol's
already
oven.
brought some dry, haven't you, though?
I did, but also what we've noticed is that Carol's oven, it's a fan oven, and the minimum temperature is actually 80, isn't it? So my oven, you can go as low as 50. If you're doing it at my oven, I do it at 75 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Sorry, 12 to 14 minutes. Here, it's between 9 and 10 and they're done. So you need to look at your own oven to kind of play around and see how it best suits you. So this is another reason why I say air drying, because it just, you eliminate that. You don't have to worry. You're not going to waste your mix. You just do it maybe the night before, first thing in the morning, and just put it somewhere nice and cool and dry. So I leave mine in the dining room overnight.
So in terms of you applying this at the moment, it's literally just a case of filling in all the gaps.
Yeah, so what we do is we slap it on, and then we're just going to go left and right, and it's a bit like stirring a toast. So you want to sweep it. Now what you don't want to do is you don't want your spreader too straight. You want it at an angle, because if you go straight and if you press too hard,
do you know what? I've done
it takes
that.
this off.
Yeah,
so,
I've done that.
And you're going to lose that detail.
I've done that. I know I've done that.
So spread toast. Just pretend it's toast. We don't want to.
No, I have done that because I've gone to try and scrape everything off.
Yeah. And if you get any air bubbles, like this one here,
Where?
that tiny one there and there.
Look at that.
So go back the other way, and look at that, it's gone.
Look at that.
Okay, that's all we need to do. So
You
this
might look
one,
as though you know what you're doing, you, Gerry.
given that I've only got half a brain tonight, actually, it's still semi-functioning.
I've got no
So-
memory. What's your name?
We're going to work together and we're going to get through tonight, aren't we?
Should we put a little
So,
bit in there?
yeah, that's a bit singing there, isn't it?
Mm.
So now that's going to go in the oven now. So in Carol's one, it's 80 degrees. She's nitpicking at the moment, and she's like, I've
we're
missed
gonna
a
get it
spot.
right. Okay.
It does. It's not too. Actually, yeah,
That's
that's
lovely, that.
Yeah,
isn't
it's a
it?
nice colour, isn't it?
Mm.
So we're going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes. Now, I've got a feeling it won't be completely dry on this strip here in 10 minutes, but I'm still going to take it out, because once it comes out and it's cooling, it actually still cooks. So I'm going to do that. I'll be back in a second.
Can you just lift it up like that?
Yeah.
Great.
So I'm putting it straight on the rack.
Straight onto the rack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
And the oven, and you shut the oven door then?
I do. I shut the oven and then the timer's on for 10 minutes.
Good,
Right.
good. Right.
So, and she's wiped clean as well, thank you. So whilst that's in the oven, we're going to show you the pearlized colours. So as I say, you can dust your mats, or you can colour the paste. You can also buy them pre-made if you don't want to go too faffy. So this is the gold, and that's the one you can see on the Serenity here, and also on this cupcake here. We've got a silver. Rose gold is absolutely gorgeous, and I've done that
Oh, are we going to do all the
for
colours?
Rosy.
We've
Well,
got
I've
enough
got one
mats to have a go at all the colours, haven't we?
Yeah. So this is Rosy. Now,
This
again,
is free when you buy a mat and you buy a colour.
Yeah.
So any mat, any colour, and you get Rosy free.
and that's lovely for the top of cupcakes,
Yes.
or just as an emblem in the middle of a cake.
Yeah.
That's really nice. And finally, we've got pearlized white as well. So if you want a more shimmery white that's quite rigid, it's more rigid, isn't it, than the white? So that one's also available. So these all come ready mixed. So which one should we open? Do you want rose gold?
I know we're going to do them all, so I'll let you go
Right,
for
let's
it.
go for
so which
rose
mat are we
gold.
on to next then?
We can do, let's do the regal. 'Cause it
Yes.
gives, actually, we'll do silver, that's nice. Right, so silver. And again, any pearlized pot, as soon as you open it, it's ready to go, okay? Now you will need to give it a little bit of a mix. And that will just bring everything back together, like so.
Now I've got to be honest, I've got my 2014 batch and used it and it still worked on my one session.
But as you can
Last
see
year.
there, it's quite thick. So that's what most of the pearlized ones are like in consistency, and that's fine, yeah? So let's bring the regal mat over. Now this one's great because again, you can use it for swags and also for cupcakes.
Should we do it all?
Now, yeah. Now when do you want to have a go?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I
What do
say,
you think I'm hanging about for?
I'm gonna show us how it's done. So as I say, plop it on,
Plop it on.
and then you're gonna spread it like toast.
You get this terminology, Maria,
I
when
know,
you're doing
I'm
the
so
video.
technical.
So when you're doing the video, plop it on.
Plop it on.
No airs are great, it's just like, we just get it done. So, so anything that is air dried, it's between 5 and 8 hours depending on the mat and obviously the temperature of your room. So my house is quite warm. It's probably about 22 degrees, sometimes 24. So again, 5 to 8 hours is normal, or overnight. And you'll notice with some of the mats, especially the sheet ones, which again I'll show you in a second, they just shrink away from the mat when they're done, so you know it's ready. So
Am I doing
pop it
anything
on.
wrong? Was it
No,
alright?
no, you're doing great. So don't worry about having too much on your mat, because most of this gets scraped back into the pot. There's
Yeah,
no
that's what I was
waste.
thinking, filling in all the little
Yeah,
holes,
so it's better to have more than not enough.
Yeah.
So who's got mats already, and which ones have you got? Because we can have a play with some of the mats that you may be struggling with.
Yeah, I think there's a few people just saying that they sometimes struggle with the pearlised colours because they find that they go quite brittle
Right.
quicker than the whites, for
Okay.
example.
So with the pearlised ones, the best thing, like I say, is to air dry, just because you don't get that extra heat coming through.
Yeah.
So the problem with the oven is drying it too quickly, and the metallics aren't necessarily the same as the white.
Yes.
So
this is how I usually end up, with an
That's not-
uneven mess.
you're doing good so far. So
So how do I get it even now then?
so let me just swing to this side. So when it comes to when you're holding it,
Yeah.
just have it like that and sweep across. See?
Oh, look at that.
Ta-da!
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
If it's a larger sheet, I spin it round every now and again, so I get every angle. So because some of the ones are a bit bigger, so you want to be able to get around all
Yeah.
the sides. So again, any holes there, just go back the other direction, and they should go away. And sweep back.
Are you excited, Simon?
Not bad.
Hey, is this what you just wanted to watch on a Monday night? He sounded like John there, do you not
Yeah.
think?
Just
Can
like,
I just tell you, on
Exactly.
Thursdays I've got John and Simon in the kitchen.
So yeah, so like this bit here, just because of the angle, I'm just going to take it this way.
Oh,
Take it off like
right,
that,
yes.
Because like I say, sometimes you
Because
just
that's
need to
quite a
wiggle it.
crucial bit there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need it, don't you?
And the end ones are quite nice because you do, they join up quite well as well on the
Yeah.
sides.
So, just a quick question for you, Gerry.
Yeah.
How long can you keep them once they're made? So I'm assuming once
Oh.
it's dried, what's the best way
Forever.
to keep them?
Okay.
Go on, get
Shall
your
we go? Okay.
doogie down. Or is our, whatever it is.
Right.
Didgeridoo
So-
thing. Look at this.
So, da-da, this comes with me at every show. So if those have already come to the show and seen it, sorry, we're going to have to repeat this bit, but it's going to help loads. Tell you
we're
what, let me
not-
clean this up and then we can put it under there. Actually, we should put that in the oven, shouldn't we?
Yeah. But you want to go?
Could have scraped that back
Oh,
in.
sorry.
Just wasting your own mix.
Oh no. Do you want to go put that in the oven
Yeah,
then?
yeah. You just leave that there.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing, she has 2 ovens. So
I know.
fancy.
And how long are they? Oh, 10 minutes they're going in for.
Yeah,
So you
10
think this
minutes.
goes in a bit longer, do you?
So I've got 4 more minutes for the other one. So once the other one's out, just remember 6 minutes.
Okay.
Right, okay. So these are ones we made earlier. Now these have been oven dried. This is the eternity mat. So the reason why I've got these ones is just to show you, one, the kind of detail that it holds. So you can see here you've got this kind of honeycomb neck effect. Now they are quite brittle here. This is the pearlised white. So again, this one comes ready-made, and it's slightly firmer in texture. So that one's a bit more stiff. So if you wanted like butterfly, something to stand up, you need a pearlised colour, okay? The white doesn't, it stays fluffy. So that one is just one layer of pearlised white. Now I find with a pearlised, it is more brittle, and that's purely down to the ingredients that they've used to make the colour.
Okay.
So to combat that, we've done 2 things. This one is 2 layers of pearlised. So I've done one, put it in the oven for 10 minutes, took it out, given it another layer of pearlised white, and put it back in the oven for maybe like 5 minutes.
Ah, okay.
And that's come out firmer, and as you can see, no breaks. Everything's come out. So that one you can see a little bit break there,
Yeah.
a little bit there, this one nothing.
But that's where you put a nice little butterfly, isn't it?
Yeah, and then this one, this is pearlised white first, and then I put white on the back. So you'll notice that when you do anything with white, it goes more shiny on the back, and that stays more floppy.
So just so we got this right, the first mix we did is that one.
Yep, so that's
You
one
did
layer.
One layer.
Yeah. 2
2
layers
layers.
of the
And then
pearlised.
this is the pearlised white with the mixed one on the back
Yeah,
for the second layer.
yeah. So that strengthens them. So
Yeah.
that's mainly for the pearlized white though. With the other ones, I don't think you need
That
it.
is like lace, isn't
Yeah,
it? Look
yeah,
at
it's
it.
more floppy.
Look,
Yeah.
So
great, isn't it?
these, I'm gonna.
You excited, Simon?
So can you use them for years then?
So whatever the sell by date is on your packet, so like this one says October 2020. So whether it's in the tub, whether it's already dried, you can just store it
So you
until
can keep
that
that
date.
for months.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
best before anyhow. So,
Yeah, it is. So
yeah.
it definitely holds.
So it's
And one thing to remember is anything that's metallic doesn't stick to one another. So you can kind of cluster them and put them in. So white does. White sticks. But anything that's pearlized, it doesn't. So I'm just going to open up my magic folder.
That.
So the folder is from WH Smith's.
Mhm.
So it's only an A3 wallet. I think it's $5.99. So and it's the best thing you can buy because you just slip them in. So these are some of the ones I've made previously, and I'm just going to throw that in there, like so. You can actually be quite rough with them as well. They're quite strong. They look very delicate, but they're a lot stronger than you think. So that's in there. So here's my little go-to folder. If I ever have anything that I want to make ahead of time, so things like a 3-tier cake, obviously you're going to need several sheets.
It's nice to
So
show your
make them.
customers the designs, though,
Yeah,
isn't it, as well?
good idea.
yeah. And anything that's left over, so if you've got anything that you've made, maybe there's like half a strip left, don't waste it, put it in the wallet and you can use it next time.
Yeah.
One thing that people don't know is that, you know, like I say, you're all cake makers and there's a lot of people that still don't know what cake lace is. So
No.
imagine your customers.
This is why you're here telling us.
Yeah,
Cheryl.
customers don't know anything about cake lace.
No.
So
I'd
I
be
make
fascinated
them
if I was going to visit if I'd never seen this before.
But
Because-
I make them aware
Yeah.
by throwing it on a cake, and when they come and see that cake, they're, oh my gosh, that's amazing. They don't even know what this is, but you know, it really wows them. So
Yeah.
think of ways to actually use it, even when the customer doesn't ask for it.
Is
Because
that
you'd be
paisley
surprised.
one that we
Most
just
of them
done in blue?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
So let's pull
beautiful,
it out.
isn't it?
So this one, this is a silver. So, no, not see that one. That one. That one went a bit funny earlier on. So here we go. That's the paisley strips. There you go. So this one is the one of the strips that came in the set of 4 with your paisley. So tape was a little bit wet, yeah. So
Yeah. My fault.
so
'cause I
it's picked
cleaned
up
the
all,
table.
no. So all the bits have come through quite nicely. The silver still stays quite soft actually.
You could make that like into a bit of a ribbon thing, couldn't you?
Yeah, go
Like
around
a
the
little
cake, a
swaggy
bow.
thing or
You
something,
can,
yeah.
you can even make it into a bow if you
Well,
want
Maria
to.
could do one of her bows.
Yeah, if you want to.
Ah.
So I like that one just because it's a nice delicate
Yeah.
touch. Oh, that's mine. Let me just get that.
Is that the lamp?
That's just the
Let's
top.
have a nosy through the book.
There we go. So I'm just gonna check the oven.
It's great, isn't it? Just having a nosy, isn't it?
So
You can make them any colour you want.
yeah.
Then
So like I say, whatever comes in pearlized, it's ready to go, and
Yeah.
you can just pop them in. That's quite hot. So this has been in 10 minutes, and I'm just going to show you where we're at with this because it might need a minute or two more, and it literally is only a minute or two. So don't go
Yeah.
overboard and think 5 minutes. It's not like cake.
right,
Right.
I'll move that out of the way.
So yeah. So anything that's in those wallets, they store really well. If you've got white, because it's more floppy, just put them in some parchment paper, and then slide it in, and then it's not going to stick to your wallet. So at the moment, as I say, anything that's used in the white mix, you'll notice it kind of goes shiny when it's dry. What are you throwing at me?
What did you just
I don't know. So that's quite tapped. So if you have a touch, that's quite dry. The only thing I'm
Yeah.
worried about is here. So
Yeah.
actually, you know what? That's actually quite good.
Mm.
So let's try it.
Ah, show them
Sorry,
this.
if you're going to.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, which way do you want me to
Yeah.
go? Right, so to peel it off, we're going to flip it on the back, and then you're going to start by peeling one corner, and then use your knife just to hold it down and go slow. So, oh, look at that. It's come out nice colour, the dusted
dust
one.
one, yeah.
And I think because you've dusted it before you've got it in the, before you baked it, it means it doesn't bleed onto your cake. So if you dusted it afterwards, you've got a chance of it bleeding
Yeah.
onto the cake. So do go slow. Because this one's got quite a lot
Isn't
of...
this pretty, this one?
Yeah, I use this
pretty,
one.
aren't they?
The flowers, you can use it as a strip, or you can use scissors and cut them into individual
Yeah,
flowers.
put on your cupcakes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's one, so Carol can have a little look at that. So So that's it. The key is just to go slow and put some pressure down on the.
Sorry.
Okay.
You told me
Too
to bring
many
it round. I only broke one off. Shall I taste it?
But you can use that.
Actually,
If you wanna taste it.
it looks quite nice.
That's what
Just
I
to
mean.
sit up
Yeah.
on the side of
You
you,
can just use them as individual. Or if you get that, put a little ball of icing in the middle and then
Yeah.
take the small one, put it on top.
Yeah.
And it has that
Or
relief
even with that
effect.
there, put a little pearl in the middle of there. That would look really
Yeah.
pretty, wouldn't it?
Have you got any?
Pearls, yeah.
Look nice on cupcakes, won't it? There you go. So that's the dusted one. So again, nice strong colours. It's not coming off my hands. What you can see on this mat, don't worry, that washes off with water. So we can sort that out later. So do be gentle because even though it's dry, it's still delicate. It's strong to a certain point, you know. You got some give. So that's the other one. It looks nice in blue, doesn't it?
Yeah, really pretty.
I like it, yeah.
And then finally the big one. Actually, this has come out quite well. Better than expected. As I say, because I normally
You
air
say
dry.
that
I know I
nervously.
sound very. I know. I'm shocked. It's because I do air dry and I don't often use
got
the
glue
oven.
here and-
Now that's come out beautifully. See? Ta-da! Success. And as you can see, your mat is quite clean. Yeah. So as I say, I'm just gonna rinse that under the tap, and you'll get all that blue out. It doesn't. And if it's black, same thing. So if you want to make black, there is a cake here in the background using the black lace. The black one you do, it's just like the white original. You have to mix it in 2 parts, and again,
Right.
once it's made, pop it in the pot, and you can use it whenever. Or you can use the dusting method. Get some dust, colour it black, put your paste over the top, and voila.
Brilliant. And that's the paisley mat for anyone
Yeah.
who's asking.
I think it's really very pretty,
Oh, it's
that,
pretty, isn't it? Yeah.
I'll stick them there and just show them.
Yeah, that's pretty. So, as I say, these ones, because I've used the white base, those will go in parchment before I put them in that wallet. So
Yeah.
let me just grab some parchment to show you.
Can you see that there, Laura?
No, just coming into camera now. Yeah.
Right.
So I've not stuck those on because I don't know where I've changed around my cupboards.
So the oven's open at the moment, but
Yeah,
it was
sorry.
closed whilst the cake lace was baking. So it's on its low. This is a fan oven, and it won't go as low in temperature as Gerry's oven that she normally uses. So Gerry's a little bit nervous about actually baking the cake lace because normally her preference is to air dry.
I think that blue's
Um,
lovely for the paisley.
Yeah,
don't
it
you?
is really
Yeah, it's nice.
It
pretty.
looks like a cornflower blue.
Yeah, it does. It's really nice.
That's
So
apologise
normally
as well.
Gerry's preference is to air dry the cake lace. We're using it in the oven, obviously because we're on a time limit. It's perfectly fine to use the oven, but you will probably have to do a little bit of trial and error on the temperature. And bearing in mind what Gerry said before, if it's not quite set in certain places, take it out of the oven and allow it to remain air dried, and then it will just cool down. But as it's cooling, it's still cooking. So just leave it as long as you can. If you've got enough time, then obviously air dry it. But it's down to personal choice. We have a lot of people watching who say that they prefer to pop it in the oven. A lot of people watching who say they prefer to air dry it. So it is down to a
that's nice,
personal
isn't it?
choice, but it will be a little bit of trial and error.
That is a really nice colour. So that was
To
the.
me, it just reminds me of that cornflower blue.
yeah, so
Yeah,
that was
it's
electric
really nice.
blue. Thanks,
Yeah.
Simon.
Good
So, yeah,
choice.
it's nice. Yeah, so I like that one.
Get him getting brownie points. He's
So-
only been here 5
I
minutes.
knew what I was doing.
So
I really like that.
it is. It's really pretty,
Yeah.
and look how strong it can still be. So you can scrunch it, right? And you can pull it back out, and it's still going to be okay. We're not going to. It's quite strong.
Just push it on
Oh,
there
that's
for a minute.
nice. I say it's my
Roses
cake.
on it.
But I
Go on,
think
just
Nice.
stick it on. Just show that colour on there.
well,
Go to the front.
Oh, you
Underneath
this
the
one?
roses, yeah.
actually,
Oh,
it's nice.
yeah,
look.
it's really nice.
Doesn't that look lovely, that?
Yeah,
It's really
beautiful.
effective. And then once it's on the sugar paste, then
Yeah. So I was going to use maybe
And how would you
a
glue it on?
pearlized white. So we can do it with this one if you want.
shall we?
Yeah.
Right, go on then. We'll put this
Right, let
one
me
on.
get my
What do you
brush
need?
of water.
So whilst you're setting up, I'm just going to answer a couple of questions. I've got Karen Naylor saying, does a fan oven blow the cake lace about it when dry? No.
Means it's been over dried
it
when
will-
they start blowing
It
around.
will
It's
basically
been
be,
overbaked.
yeah,
So,
overbaked and
Just
far
use
too
a
brittle.
nice big brush.
Oh, am I doing it?
Little bit, a little bit of water, and then you're just going to brush where you want it to go. So you can. Some people ask if they can use piping gel. You can use piping gel, but water's just as effective. It's actually a frenemy, so you need water to glue it together, but you don't want too much because it will disintegrate. It literally melts in your hand if you have too much
Does
water.
it? Now you tell me. Shall I dry some off?
So no, you're good. I think that's good.
Right, I think that's enough on there, isn't it?
So do you like my bowl?
I do.
It's all the kiddie stuff. Right, so start on one side, and then you're going to line the bottom first. So it's easy to line the bottom. Make sure it's nice and straight on the bottom edge. That's it. And then just twirl it round. Just so you can see. It's a lot harder when you're on camera because you're trying to.
You're not quite at the bottom there, Carol.
So you might want to spin it round.
Down a bit.
Let me just check the other one as well. That needs to come out the oven.
Just a second. Get me over.
I was going to say, turn it round, Carol. It will be much easier.
Well, we've got the first side on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you want the turntable?
Hey?
Do you want the turntable?
That's all right. Not where I'm going to get it.
So if it's not quite on, just peel it back. It's strong enough to do, one or two
adjustments.
attempts.
Yeah.
And then you can use your brush to actually brush it up so that it can kind of mould into shape.
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
Dry brush.
No, you can use the same brush actually because there's only a very small amount of water on that brush. We don't want to
I actually
saturate.
put the water high enough actually. But anyhow, it's the idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks nice.
I love that blue.
Yeah, I do.
Where's that brush gone?
So, let me just come around this way. Right. So, as I say, just peel it. If there's not enough water on it, just peel it back in the corner and then just brush it over with a brush. So, I'll go around this way.
You do it.
Sorry, I'm going to spin it around just so I can see what I'm doing. Oh yeah. So, these bits, just dab it on.
I didn't push the water up high enough.
And you can kind of, because it's flexible, it kind of goes the way you want it anyway. So if it's a bit of a gap or a bit of a lump, you just brush it into the direction you want. And
I actually really like that blue.
yeah, it's really nice. It's not a colour you can get, so sometimes have a play around and see what you can make yourself with the dust. And that's the good thing about the white, you can literally use anything. You can also mix it
Just
into
happened to be
pearlized
looking
white.
at you got that blue rose, wasn't it? You see that, Laura?
That's gorgeous.
Isn't it? It's lovely. Like
See,
that.
that's one thing I'm not good at is colour coordinating. So
But that was by luck because we was going to do the lime green, wasn't
yeah,
it?
well, I was going to use silver on this one,
Oh,
or,
right. Oh,
or the
okay.
pearlized white, but I think that's better.
Okay,
Don't you?
shall I go
gorgeous.
rip it off now then, please? Put the silver. Will it stay in
We've
it
got
when
a
you take
cube.
it off?
No,
Shall I take it off and we put another one
You'll
on?
ruin
Yeah,
it if
it's
you
alright,
take it
you can leave
off.
I've got
Doesn't
this.
matter.
I've got this one here. We can use it for putting things on,
Right.
so don't worry. I like that one.
Yeah, everyone's saying it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
compliment.
really nice.
Baby boy cake, maybe. Doesn't have
Yeah.
to be wedding cake. It doesn't have to be. Or birthday cake.
Yeah.
They get a lot
Yeah.
of them. You get to be surprised. So that's just quickly showing you. Oh, sorry, that's me again.
Is that coming out the oven?
That's good. It's out. I've just taken it out. I've just got
Alright.
to take the timer off. Right. So anything that you don't use, fold it with
Oh,
the
yeah.
parchment like so.
Yeah.
And you can slip it inside a clean wallet. So flip this round. If I have spare.
So
This is another one that I've coloured as well.
Debbie
Yeah.
Hargreaves is saying, any ideas why she gets an opaque-like skin on the mat? And it sounds like she's not taken
Wash it off.
scraped back completely.
Sorry, can you just say that again?
She gets like an opaque skin on the mat
Right.
in between her design. It sounds like she's not completely scraped off.
Yeah, I mean, normally it should be nice and smooth when you're putting it on. It might be air bubbles. I'm not sure if it's air bubbles, so maybe it's over whipping it. But
Right.
What's she using? Is she mixing it or is she using the pre-mix?
right.
Mm.
What I'd say, if you ever do have a problem, you can jump on my cake page, which is Studio8Cakes, and just pop me a message. Show me a picture of what it looks like, and I'll
Oh,
help
right.
you as best as I can.
Okay. Oh, that's lovely.
Because
Very
you do
good,
need
isn't
to
it?
see.
Yeah, we haven't shouted out where Gerry's from, have
I
we?
know.
Come on, let's do a shout out.
We did pop it up at the beginning.
No, yeah.
So come on, tell us about your studio.
My studio, aka house, is based in Liverpool. So Studio8Cakes was born about 5 years ago now. So it started off as just what everyone else does, with family, doing it for family, friends, with kids, and it just exploded after that. And I just went and did, just started doing the competitions, and that's where it grows. You meet lots of people in the cake community. That's
how we
where
met.
I met. Yeah. So it's great, and it's turned into a full-time job now. So this is rosy mat, by the way, and I've just peeled that off. This was air dried, and it's a lot softer. It's less brittle, which is why I do say air dry if you can. and it peels off very easily. So again, these things can be left. Now these are little bits, so any little items, it's no point putting it in a wallet. This is, again,
There you go.
just pop it
Wow.
in. It's my go-to.
Wow.
So
That's the
anything-
box of tricks, isn't it?
I know, anything. And look, they stay like this. They're great. There's little bits left over. I just plop them in.
But they're good also for just trimming little bits if you just need a little bit of
Yeah,
something.
yeah, or for cupcakes.
Isn't it?
So,
Yeah. Oh yeah, show them what you did before.
so
Yeah.
I show them what we did, but my piping was horrendous. So Carol's like, I'll pipe. I think that's a good idea. I am really bad. So, but this is just ideas of what you can do with the laces. So we have one called butterfly wrappers. Also comes with butterflies, so we can make some of those,
Yeah.
can't we? And you can just plop them on. So that's going directly onto buttercream, and as you can see, it's not melted it.
Mm.
No,
You
it
can wrap
doesn't.
it right round the buttercream cake
Yeah.
as well. Just treat it like a normal cake.
Well,
or
that
ganache,
there,
it works.
that there is the cake lace wrapper, isn't it? Which
Yeah.
I think is really pretty for weddings and stuff like that.
Can you put it back down?
Yeah. Sorry.
Can you put it back down?
Oh, sorry. Was you
Sorry.
there? Oh, sorry. Well, anyhow, you can make that wrapper there and sit your cake inside. It looks really lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's very elegant.
It's really pretty.
And that's one that you did. So,
Oh, did I do that
yeah,
one?
this is yours now.
You sound really surprised, Carol. Did I do
I
that?
can't remember.
So let me pop that there. So you'll know when they're ready because some of them already come apart like this. So
Oh,
they just
yeah,
lift
it's
off.
loose, yeah.
So again, small items, pop them in the little container. The longer strips, put them inside your wallet. So anything that's, if it's a large sheet, obviously flip it on its back and just peel it with the knife. Something like this, they're more or less coming away themselves. So
So show them the shiny side. Right, there you go. So that's the underneath side there, which funny the underneath side looks.
yeah, it's a bit more, the side you should be using is slightly more matte.
Yeah, that's right.
So
But they do
that's a
look
little
lovely,
bit.
don't they?
Really
Yeah.
pretty.
So anything that isn't quite ready, like this
And
one.
what mat's this? This is
This
the
is
Regal,
Regal.
isn't it?
Yeah. So anything that's not quite ready, leave it on the mat because it might
Yes.
take another few minutes, maybe
Yeah.
20 minutes, but you'd
'Cause
rather
it's still
leave
cooking,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah, and I say it just needs a bit of more air time. So with the long one, let's flip it over, and we can peel it. Look at that.
Oh, that's
Beautiful,
nice.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's take that away. So that was
Yeah.
Carol's one. So she
Yeah.
did good, didn't she?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
look at that, yeah. Look.
So pretty,
Make some
that
cake
design.
lace.
So we're going to go through the colours as well. So this one,
Oh, right, yeah.
this is one I made earlier, and it's Madame Butterfly. So again, you get 4 strips. This one is really, really pretty. Now, of all of them, this one I do recommend you air dry, just because it's very delicate, this one.
See, I love this.
Yeah.
This. Do you know what I do like about these big mats though? And I don't think people realise just how much you get on the mat.
Mm.
You know, I mean, you've got 4 different strips there in one mat, haven't you? So you can, if you want to do this nice big deep
Mhm.
one around the side of the cake, and that could be on your next tier, that little thin one, couldn't it?
Yeah.
And the little butterflies you could actually cut off and break
So
really,
again,
couldn't
look,
you?
it comes off really easily. You've got all that detail on there,
Mm.
and again, that can just wrap around one of these cakes. Oh, that's me. Sorry.
All right, float it
Right,
away.
I know. Right, and again, they're ready because they've come off themselves, and they're still flexible. So the gold is a little bit more brittle. I think the most brittle is actually pearlized white, then the gold. Soft gold is slightly soft. It is softer in general, but if you, like I say, if you air dry it, you do get slightly softer finish. So that's always preferred in my eyes. So this one, I'm going to flip it over, and hopefully.
And air dry, it's definitely leave it overnight, or how many
I
hours
find
if you did it in the
best.
day?
So I'd say 5 to 8 hours,
Yeah.
but
See, look
overnight
at
is
that,
best.
the
And look at
texture on that, it just
clean.
looks like brush embroidery, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's one of my favourites.
That really does look rich, doesn't it?
But can you understand what I mean about leaving it overnight to air dry rather than oven? Because these bits here are so nice and delicate, but they will dry in 2-3 minutes. That's the one that takes the longest.
Yeah.
It takes about maybe 10-12 in the oven.
Mm.
So it's better if you're if you haven't got time, you're gonna put it in the oven 10 minutes and then let it come out and just let it sit, and that will help. So that you can tell because it will. If you start touching it, it's tacky. It's not quite ready.
Yeah.
So it's best just to leave it and let it come to room temperature for between 15-20 minutes. Just give it a bit of extra time out of the oven. You don't want to crispen it. So again, these can go straight into my wallet and I can use them next time. So again, that's the white, but I've coloured it blue. So you can look at that. You can scrunch it.
Yeah.
And
So that was just the white mix one.
Yeah,
That wasn't in
so
the pearlised.
white mix always stays flexible. So if you want something that is that looks like a tablecloth,
That's
doesn't it?
right, yeah.
And you can,
That's a lovely
but
glue.
you know, that's what he's like, oh, it's amazing.
Right.
Simon's
You
like
impressed,
fascinated.
Simon?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
it's
is.
very
Yeah.
good, that.
So that's why it's so good to use.
It is good, isn't
I'll
it?
tell you, let's grab this one. So what we'll do is we'll put the Madame Buster, because I like this one. What do you think? Oh, maybe, yeah.
Right, go on.
So when it comes to your strips, each strip will go around a 4-inch, no problem. A 6-inch and upwards, you'll need 1 and a bit more. So an 8-inch, maybe 2 strips. So there are some designs that have 2 of the same band. So Serenity's one of them. It's got 2 of the same and 1 different. So again, make it ahead of time. You can store them for months on end, so it doesn't matter if you do it early. It's better to be organised in my eyes. So get some water on that again.
Which tear are you popping some?
Then I'll put it on here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just very quickly, while you're doing that, Gerry, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, go.
So Sarah Doyle has said, how would you stick it onto royal iced cookies? Would a damp watered brush still be okay?
Yeah, so the water literally taps on for everything.
Okay.
So with your royal ice cookies, obviously make sure that they're completely
Would you not
dry.
think about where your join's going to be? Because your rose is there.
Yeah, so that's because it's there. It's going to be hidden behind the rose, more or less. As long as you put it away from the front.
Okay. So then there's a few people saying, obviously, to piece them together. Is there an easy, or have you got any hints and tips on how to try and hide the joins? Some of them have got a definite edge, haven't they?
They do.
Yeah,
But some of them, like this that you're doing, it's a pattern, so you could incorporate the join a bit easier, couldn't you?
So that bit where it ends, the bit that it butts together, it
Yeah.
has this kind of like metal, like a strip.
Yes.
I actually quite like it when you see the strip butted together. It doesn't. I don't think it's that obvious. So with the top one, sorry, bottom one actually.
Yeah, it's just
You
there.
can-
It's
yeah,
like-
it looks quite nice. It doesn't
yeah,
look
you
so-
can't. It's actually just a case of making sure it's flush to each other more than
Yeah, as long as you
anything.
can join it up.
Yeah.
Like I've just noticed because I've done it because I'm not looking at it. It's kind of the middle strip has gone a bit lower down than I want it to, but you know, obviously if you're at home, take your time, go around.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to just move it so it lines up. But yeah,
Okay.
on the whole, that's all it is. It's really easy. So yeah, just need to push this one up a little bit. So as I say, if it's once it's on, you don't really want to move it too much because it starts disintegrating from the water.
Yeah.
So just eyeball it, or you can use parchment paper. So a little bit of Trex on the parchment paper. Put your cake lace on top in the opposite way, and then you use that to kind of panel it.
Oh, okay.
That works too.
Good idea.
So I'm going to leave that because I think it's not too bad.
So Angie Bradbury's asked, does it go soggy if you put it on buttercream? Well, you've
No.
popped them
No.
onto the cupcake and that's perfect.
These are on buttercream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not soggy at all, they're not
No.
disintegrated. It will
Yeah.
only disintegrate if you use too much water to
Yeah.
apply it.
Yeah.
And it melts basically, doesn't it?
It
And
does,
That's what it's
yeah.
designed
So
to
let-
do because
have you
it's
got any water
edible.
there? So let's just show you. So, and this works with this is the same with all of them. So if we have this one, just put water. So if you left that, look at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just
Straight
melts.
away it's gone.
Yeah,
Okay, so you do need water to attach it, but just not too much.
too much.
So the
Very
brush should be
light,
quite light.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it just
Okay.
melts basically, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. So we've got the gold, we've got the silver. I'm going to go back to white, just because we've got some already made up, and I'm going to show you those now. So bear with me. So we're going back to paisley, just because I've shown you it in a metallic. I want to show you what it looks like in the white. So these can be moved to one side. Not made any up just yet actually, but we can do that in a second.
Am I showing them the rose gold?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Are
That
you
one. That's one of my
enjoying this
favourite.
live? Is it informative for you?
Yeah, people are absolutely loving it. We've got a great
Yeah.
audience,
Yeah.
well over 300.
Yeah.
Yay. So I'd say it is a back to basics, so you're not going to see a complete cake at the end.
No, well we said that
It's
we're
more
not
of a
decorating the
technical-
cake, it's
yeah.
more about how to use it. Because
Yeah.
the thing is, when we've had Gerry on before and she's done the lace, she's come in with an amazing cake, decorated it, got it all together, and you finish and you think, you haven't got time to repeat anything, have you?
No.
So this time we want you to do everything slowly.
Right, so that's the white. So
That
again,
is very flexible, that,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
really, it just depends on what you want to use it
Sorry.
for. So, as I say, when it's been in the oven, the back goes kind of like a shiny colour. If it's been air dried, it doesn't go as shiny. I'm not quite sure why. So let's peel this one back. So just because it's already dried, it's coming away from the mat quite easily.
Yeah.
Anything that does stick together, just be careful when you tease it apart. So let's take this one. So,
And even if it does separate like those little flowers did on that band, it doesn't matter because
you can,
just put them together. Yeah, it doesn't mean that it's ruined. It just means that it'll take you a couple of seconds just to put them together. It's really simple to fix it.
So again, there's the white. So the white one has a matte finish.
I think the white looks lovely, doesn't it?
It's really nice, yeah.
And
so
you're going to dust that now?
What you want to use it for. No, I'd rather dust it in the mat before it goes, you know, like the blue, just because, as I say, it might, if you dust it afterwards, it's going to bleed a little bit. So it's better to do it on the mat before it goes in the oven, or before you air dry. So let's go through some of the mats. So we've got a lovely fishnet.
Is this a fishnet?
That's fishnet, yeah, it's nice. So some of them are like this, where there's a few designs on one strip. Some of them are one whole sheet, and it comes like this one. Yeah, that's beautiful. So this one,
I've seen that done in gold and in gold. It looks gorgeous. Doesn't
yeah. So this one, because it's quite thin, this stays less time in the oven. So this one only took 8 minutes compared to the others, which took 10.
Right.
Now again, you know it's ready because they shrink a little way from the corners. Like this bit here is raised, so that's definitely dry. If you do leave it overnight, it actually shrinks a little bit more, so it comes away from the mat completely.
Right. Okay.
So that's fishnet. Now it's very similar to snake skin. So look how easily it comes away. I don't even have to use a knife. So
That's brilliant,
that's
isn't it?
it. See?
That's
And it's flexible.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And I've seen that in a lovely gold colour put around the side of a cake.
Yeah,
and it
it's
looks amazing.
beautiful. So because this one's a bit more flexible, this is where I'd say use the parchment paper or the greaseproof paper and the Trex. And that means when you put it round, it's nice and firm. Everything goes around quite uniform. So again, if you're not using it yet, pop it in some greaseproof paper and put it inside the wallet.
Okay.
So this one, you can use it, I used it for basketball hoops, gold nets. Yeah, you know, we're doing like novelty cakes. So again, we're not thinking on weddings, we're thinking on general cakes because we want to use it more than once. So basketball hoops, football nets, fishing nets. So my little girl did a cake for Cake International last November. Came first place, very proud.
Hey.
And she used that as the fishing net.
Right.
So it was scrunched together like so. And it looks really nice on the edge of a Viking ship. So that's one way to use it. Now the snake skin is similar to this one, but obviously the pattern, you get a bit more of an uneven pattern on it.
Yeah, I like what you made.
Yeah, and I've used this in a different way. So the snake, that's the leftovers of what I've actually used from making this. So rather than placing it over the cake, I've used it as a stencil. So I've covered it as over my snake, carved it, covered it, and I've airbrushed it. So and once you take it off, that's the effect it leaves. So it's a different way to use it, yeah? So you can think outside the box, don't think that you have to use it just on top. It is nice though, on top of leather handbags. So when you do a bag, I do put it over the top of that one and it gives that nice texture.
And is that snake all cake?
It is, yes.
That's
So again,
fantastic,
carved
Gerry.
cake. We might
How
make one into a
fantastic is
classic.
that? Did you ever look at that?
So, and again, he's got small eyes, so those eyes just give it that extra edge. So that's going to go back there. So should we ever go on the rose gold? Yeah.
Before you move to rose gold, sorry, I've got loads of questions coming through.
I'm liking the questions.
How would you get a pearl ivory? So I'm assuming you would probably dust.
So you can
you've got
dust,
the fake egg there, funny enough, isn't it?
Yeah, so this one is
we do one?
creme brulee, so that's a nice colour, isn't it? Let's use a different mat just so that we can mix it up a little bit. I don't want to bore the
What
audience
mat have you
doing
got there that's got two on? Because you could probably do two.
Let me find a different one, not this one. I have to apologise to Carol because I'm going to make a mess in this kitchen tonight.
Don't worry, everybody else does.
Right, what would you like?
Just while Gerry's resetting, Donna Louise Andrews, it doesn't taste horrible on a cupcake. Please, let's not worry too much about the taste. It's completely edible.
Oh, I've started
You
something
really
now.
have, I know. It doesn't taste horrible. It's made out of sugar and glucose. It's completely edible, and honestly, it does not taste horrible. You're not eating it on its own. You're eating it with a cake.
Yeah.
So don't worry about
Yeah.
the taste. It really does not stand out when
Don't
you're eating
focus
with a
in. I
cake.
said to you, if you eat it like that, it
Personal
doesn't
choice.
taste nice.
Yes.
But on the cake, it
It's
tastes. In fact, you can't
fine.
even taste it.
You wouldn't eat a whole strip on its own.
No,
You just
exactly.
wouldn't do it.
But
It'd
on
be
the
like
cake,
eating a
it's
block
fine.
of fondant. Yeah, you wouldn't do
Even
it.
if you had a slice, you'd only get a tiny bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't worry about that.
So again, dust your mat. So this is the
Lesson
creme
learned.
brulee.
Shut your gob, Carol.
So this is creme brulee. Now, cake place do an ivory, but it's not metallic. So if
Right,
you want it
okay.
metallic, maybe this is the way for you.
Yeah.
And again, depends on how rigid you want this to stand up. So if you want it softer, dust it with the creme brulee and then use a white lace, and that stays more flexible.
Mm.
And then if you want it firmer, so again, I don't know, you might want to make a crown out of this. I've done it in the past.
Creme brulee is lovely.
Then
isn't it?
it's very nice.
Mm.
And then you can use a metallic. So
Anyhow, when they've stopped going on about the taste, what other good, exciting questions have they got?
So how would you make the butterfly stand up? And that's a really
Oh,
good
let's do
tip.
that
we
one.
were
So
going to do
to,
that, wasn't we?
yeah.
and
We
I'm
did have
assuming
this
it's
conversation.
it's using a bit of a metallic or just cutting them, bending them. I think, pretty
I've
sure
got
you've
one
done
of
that
Do
those.
it over
before.
tin foil. Do you use the tin
No,
foil
I
method?
just bend it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure
just
you've done that before for us.
I
Was it
did
the
when
flour?
we were in the old kitchen.
Yeah.
Way back. It feels
Yeah.
like ages ago now. So there we go. That's nicely dusted. It's a nice colour, isn't it?
Mm, lovely
Put
colour.
that on.
It's just metallic, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you couldn't do that with white.
What?
Make it stand up.
No, so
No.
the white one stays soft, so you need to use metallic. So just for this one, I'd like to use the pearlized white, I think. That one I think works best. If you want. Yeah, so that's pearlized white, and again, it comes ready-made.
So do remember the offer tonight, ladies. So I've actually knocked £1 off each mat, okay? Each mat's got £1 off, and they're cheaper than the recommended retail price. Also, if you buy a mat and a paint, you get the rosy mat free. And if you go over £40 in sales, then you get free delivery and a free bag of icing sugar. So you couldn't ask for any better than that, could you?
Good.
And that's for this week. So if you're watching this in 2000 or whatever, or watching it in April, you miss out on the rosy mat. So for this week.
25.
Yeah. In fact,
So-
after the, what's the date? After the 16th, that's it, you miss out.
So we're wiggling it left and right, spreading it on like butter on toast.
Mhm.
Yeah, make sure we don't miss anything.
It's just like buttering though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's very easy. As I say, it's just a case of having a go. So if you've
Mm.
never used it, do just grab it out the cupboard, have a go, and like I say, whatever you do make, you can just store it away, and there will be an opportunity. You're going to make yourself use it.
Now this mat here is the Serenity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now this has got 2 strips in it the same,
Mhm.
hasn't it? So that one that way, that way, and then this central one in the middle, hasn't
That's
it?
right. So this
Different
one,
one.
you can, if you were doing a 4-inch and a 6-inch cake, this is perfect. So you can do this, the middle strip for the 4-inch, and then the top and bottom is for the 6-inch part, and that covers it well. You'll have a little bit left over too, so again, pop it in your wallet, store it for next time.
Mm.
So left and right. So the white, it comes out as a bit, it's more shimmery than a normal white. I've just spotted that as well.
What is it?
Bring it out.
Is it one of yours or one of mine?
I'm just going to say it's mine. It's not coming out.
Do you want me to put my name?
Yes, you get it.
Well, thank you.
I know,
Sorry.
but it would affect.
It would. Right.
And just remember, no one's eating this one.
No,
It's on the dummy
no.
cake.
To be fair, everything that you see in my wallet, that wallet is purely for demonstration only.
It's what you take
It's
to the
not-
cake shows
it
to
is,
show
yeah.
people,
It's
isn't it?
not the same one that I use for customer orders.
Yeah.
I have 2 different folders. So, are we doing the bottom one as well? Don't know.
Yeah.
Do you want
Oh no, actually you don't need
Because
to.
it's the same
yeah.
pattern, so I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think. Not that like my nickname's Cheeky
No, but it's
Chick,
quite good
so-
though, because never mind if you did get a splodge or something on there, it's all just gone back into place,
It
hasn't
does, and anything that's like this, where it's not quite fit in the grooves,
Mm.
if it comes out, you can just tear it off with your fingers once it's
Mm.
dried. It actually comes away very easily. Or you can snip it with scissors.
Mm.
So I'm just going to flip it over.
No, but
to
as
tidy
it's gone
the
back in
edge.
nice, hasn't it?
Yeah, so like I say, it's easier to turn your mat to make sure you get all the side. And what you can see here is the actual pearly stuff that we put underneath the
Yeah.
creme brulee.
Yeah.
So let's put that there. There we go. Right, so that's ready for the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's okay.
And this is the Serenity mat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a nice one, this one, because it's quite a firm
It's
mat.
actually very pretty.
Yeah.
Well,
but
they're all pretty though, I think.
they are, and there are some that I recommend for beginners, and some that if you've had
What
a
would you
play.
recommend for beginners?
So this one's perfect. 'Cause the reason why I say it's good for beginners is because it's a stronger pattern. It's a stronger mat, so that anything that's very intricate, like the Madame Butterfly, or there's Ophelia, I think it's called. You need to have a go at how to do it first. That one.
And then I've heard about that you can do a second layer. So when you put it in the oven, when you bring it out the oven, especially if a little bit breaks, you can actually go over and paint it again.
Yeah. So
Is that right?
so again, with the pearlized white in particular, just because that one's a bit more brittle when it comes out the oven. So let it go in the oven 10 minutes. Take it out, put another layer on, and then put it back in the oven for 5 minutes. That's all it needs. It just needs a little bit more time. If it is air dried, you shouldn't need to do that. But let's say the oven just speeds up the process. It dries it out quicker than you'd like.
Yeah.
So, and then again, just to recap, if you have made it too brittle, pop it somewhere cold, and it will come back and hopefully revive.
Good.
So let's pop that in the oven.
Yeah. I'll clean up.
Yeah, sorry, you're just cleaning up constantly after me today.
Right, then we're going to do a rose gold one.
Yeah.
And then we're done then, aren't we?
Yeah. So, let's
Any
do
more
this one.
questions?
No, just I think
Everything
I'm just
positive?
double checking
Have
that
we
I've
done
worked my way
likes and
through them.
shares?
Loads of likes and shares this evening. Still a fantastic audience, well over 300.
Yeah, let's see it. That's the wrappers, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
Oh, and it's got, the wrapper. The cut wrapper one is the one got the butterflies on as well, hasn't it?
yeah, so this one's a 2-in-1.
What are they there?
They're like little honeycombs, but I actually quite like them for buttercream, for the decorating
Oh
cakes
yeah,
like
you've
this.
done that there, haven't you? Oh, look at
So,
that.
let's
So can you
find
see
one
that?
I've got in here.
Alright, you see that one?
There is another mat called Butterflies, but I
Yes,
haven't
I
got
can
that
now.
myself.
Yeah.
So
And that's in the centre there.
Ah,
And
yeah.
then she's used the butterfly mat. Well, this isn't the butterfly mat, this is the wrap.
yeah.
But you do get butterflies on it as
Yeah.
well.
Right, that's one.
So you've got one, so you've got two, you've got 4 big ones, 4 medium ones, you've got the half butterflies over here,
There you
and
go.
then you've got the
There's
wraps,
another.
haven't you? It's
They're lovely.
brilliant.
Yeah, it's a
Awesome.
really good one, that.
As you can see,
Yeah.
I'm throwing them about in here, so
Yeah.
they're quite robust, and I'm throwing them on the floor as well. So they do last. No, you're going to keep that one. So
Oh,
I want
right.
you to do that one.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
No.
So we'll do one each.
What we're going to do with it now?
I'm just going to show
Oh,
you
I thought
how.
you was gonna do
Oh
this
yeah,
in
I'm going to do that as
rose
well. I will do that. So when they're dry, this is what these ones come out like.
Sorry, Ray.
So if you want to fold them like we have here, it's literally just pinch it in the middle, and that's it. They hold that shape in the middle. So when you've got a freshly piped buttercream cake, just place it on there, and it should fit. Now this one's been there's
Should
a
we
bit
do a
earlier
freshly
on.
piped buttercream
Yeah,
cake?
just on the top of that palette. Yeah. So that's all it takes. They just hold their shape. If you're doing it on a cake, just a little bit of water. And this is funny because every time we do the cake shows, I always do demos of this one on the display wedding cakes. And Jamie, bless him, hates it when I do this because
What's
I'm
that?
ruining the cakes.
What do you do?
So when we have the shows, obviously there's displays, isn't there? And there's always someone's lovely cake on there, and then I go and ruin it by adding these butterflies on to show customers what.
It just
they
ends
look
up full of
He hates
butterflies.
them. Yeah, he hates them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but they're good to hide little bits though,
They
aren't
are,
they?
they are.
So if you have ripped your lace or
Okay.
something in a little place, you can just stick a little butterfly, can't you?
Yeah.
That's what they were meant for.
Can you just turn it a little
Yeah.
bit
A little
more
more,
for
yeah.
me? Thank
There
you.
you go. So as I say, a little bit of water on the cake, and then that will just pop on there. So
That's great.
so easy. So Carol can pipe one of these cupcakes.
Had to take over before. Watching Gerry pipe one of these was fun.
Okay, so again, a few more questions. How do you clean your mats?
So mats, it's just warm water. They will, they
Right.
more or less
Get
clean,
your
don't they?
butterfly.
Once they're done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're dead easy.
And,
They're
and
so
as
easy.
before, it disintegrates with water. So warm soapy
do.
water, rinse it off, leave it to air dry. Make
Yeah.
sure all the water's out of it before you use it again.
So, that's
So
a
the
bigger
butterfly wrap mat is the one that's on display at the moment. So the wraps are the semicircle shapes that you can see at either side. If you're using it with any of the cake lace will be flexible enough for you to create the wrap effect around a cupcake.
Yes.
Gerry's got that one at the moment which is in gold, and it's soft enough for you to go around a cupcake, for example, to create the wrap effect. The shape of it actually creates an automatic curve when you take it off the mat. So you don't need to worry about that too much.
Do we need a less or small?
I don't know, I just like to cover mine. I'm quite opulent, so there we go.
It's really pretty.
I never know when to stop. I'm just like, throw it on. The customers love me, I get loads for your money. So yeah, that's how easy it is, yeah? So very quick. So if you have stuff in a box like this, ready, you can just add things like that to it and introduce your customers to cake lace,
Yes.
because they don't know about it.
No.
Yeah? So yeah, that's why it's so good. Right, so let's go and use the rose gold and put these in the back. I've got something in the oven. I do that.
Yeah, I've got something. Did you set the timer?
I forget what I put. This is why I need timers every 5
Yeah.
minutes. I'm like, what am I doing?
So would you
gonna
recommend
move
you give
these
this
out
a
of the way.
mix?
Yeah, so every time you've opened a new pot, or even if you've not used it in a while, just give it a mix, combine
Yeah.
everything up. And again, they're quite gloopy when you first
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
when you first use them, but that's actually better. They hold their shape.
I just want to see this rose gold colour. I've actually never seen it.
It's one of my favourites.
Mm.
It's turning into a whiz now, see?
No, she's away.
So we'll be seeing more.
Pardon?
Will we be seeing more?
Will you be seeing more?
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
making
well, I'd
lace.
really like to have a go at it, yeah.
You've got
My
your kit.
biggest problem is having time.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, if you just do it last thing at night, leave it, the next
Yeah.
morning peel it, pop it away.
Listen, I had every plan of you getting here today that all these were going to be made.
There's only so much I can fit
And
in my
then-
car.
No, I said, no, I had every time
Oh,
I got,
yeah.
before you got here today, I planned on having them all made. And then she turned up at 4 o'clock and I said, right, I've got to go. Because I had to
She
carry
has
on.
been very busy though. She's been up since 6 in the morning, so honestly, no one works harder than this lady, honestly.
So, well, I was hoping to go and get a couple of hours off this afternoon. It never happened.
That's a gorgeous colour.
Isn't it? I like
Isn't
it.
it?
So nice.
So this is the rose gold. Right, so go on then, give me some tips now.
So, yeah, so once you've got most of the crevices, remember to keep it at a
Go
slight
back.
angle. Sorry, we're going to have a ghost moment, aren't we? Just like, let me hold it. Anyone want to sing? Sweep it across, that's it.
Don't look as pretty as her though.
Well, I was... Oh no, that Ivy
Feels
Patrick's
really
way.
good, doesn't it? What did you say?
I said Ivy Patrick, so... So, right, so when if you're struggling on that side, flip it, just turn it around and then you can get the other
right.
side. But I think that's great. They look nice. And these little honeycomb effects, if you made them in yellow, they'd be nice on little bee cakes,
Yeah.
goes with those stamps that you had earlier. Oh, that Yoshi yellow, we should have done that.
Oh,
shouldn't we?
yeah.
But anyway, that would work, so you can use it on that.
Go on, let's turn
That's
it around.
pretty.
Do you think they're done now?
Yeah. So when I do demos at the cake shows, I often do little bits on mass. I don't do the whole mat only because we're not going to waste all the mix for the shows. But if I'm doing it at home, it's easier to do the entire mat and
What
I
do you do
store
at the
it.
shows? How do you get them to dry then?
We just put them on a rack and it's air dried. So because it's so hot in those
Yes.
shows, the light's coming down on you. You make some at 10 o'clock in the morning. By 2 o'clock it's done. People come back and they can see me peeling them off.
Ah, that's a good
Oh,
point.
And
I
we also
wondered
do
how
that
you
in the
did
night. So there's always
Yeah.
something to see because there's always
Yeah.
something for me to peel away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Good.
So those can go in the oven.
Yeah.
So
hold on.
again, 10 minutes.
I like that rose gold.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Goes well with still greys.
It's a lovely mat
I
as well, though.
I actually
It's
really
nice.
like the gold and the rose gold. Oh, we're waiting till that other mat comes out as well.
Okay, so this is a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
How is cake lace different to royal icing? And there's quite a number of differences. Yeah, a number of
Nothing like
differences.
royal icing.
Okay, so royal icing sets
Don't
really
even
hard,
bother.
doesn't
Nothing
it?
like
Yeah.
royal
Yeah,
icing.
I mean, this is a very flexible product, and it is like lace, you know.
Yes.
Literally, that's all I can say. It's like a fabric.
Two different subjects altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like asking how laces and buttercream, what's the
It's
difference?
still like buttercream and ganache, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very different.
So the cake lace, the name basically interprets the fact that it's fabric-like, like
Yeah.
Gerry
Goes
said.
away.
So loads of different patterns, already pre-templates for you on the mats, different colours, dries completely different texture, so it's soft and flexible. It can be cut up, it can be stuck together, it can be made into a 3D effect. Gerry's done flowers for us before, for example, and used different petals, cut the leaves up, made it into fantasy flowers. There's so many uses for it. So royal icing is great, but it's a completely different product. totally different product for very different uses. So in terms of your design, it's completely different. And in terms of it drying and it being soft and things like that, it's a completely different medium to work with. So Susan Joyce says, my cake lace goes sticky. Is this because of humidity?
It could be the colour
sticky,
as well.
actually, yeah.
It could be the colour because black does. If you buy the black mix, that one goes a bit sticky over time, but only when
Right.
it's made. So when
Okay.
that's the only one I'd say to do it as close to the time as possible. It does peel away. You'll see it a bit on this one. Sometimes it peels after a while, but again, just a little bit of water, dab it back on, and it'll be fine. Now, if it is sticky after you baked it, then you need to dry it out a bit more. It's not quite ready.
Yeah. And then storing it somewhere that's dry. So
Yeah. So mine goes in the
any
cupboard.
moisture that hits it, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. So keep it.
I
in the
don't think
cupboard,
I'd
keep
want
it
to
flat.
decorate cakes, you know. I think I just want to play with it and store it. It's great,
I've
isn't
got
it?
so
It's
many
quite
folders of just
therapeutic,
yeah.
isn't it?
Just have a
Yeah.
folder full of designs.
Yeah.
But it is nice.
I think I would.
It
Yeah. Do you like
inspires
this
you.
one? Yeah, great. Can't have it on your cake though. Just can only make it for you.
You can stick it on the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one's nice. You can use this one to make, you know, if you're doing figures,
Yeah.
sugar models at wedding dresses, or a
Yeah.
wedding couple. This
Yeah.
one's really nice.
Yeah.
And this one again is a sheet. You can cut that in half. Do you want to just take over when I take that? Sorry. I'm loving this.
Time
one.
is going off all over the place, and it's because we've got things in the oven.
See, I did what she said there. You see that? I turned the mat round.
Delegating today.
Yeah.
Right, that's more.
Are you enjoying yourself, Simon?
Yes. That's
Should
a
we,
lot
let,
of
should we
fun.
let them have a peep at you?
No.
Photographers like to stand behind camera, don't they?
Yeah.
On camera.
Are you
Yeah.
going to do the live on Thursday, Simon?
I didn't know it was.
Well, you've had your lesson now, that's it. You only get one go, don't you,
Oh,
Maria?
okay.
Eh? Maria's taught him everything. He only started yesterday, that's it. Do you know it all now?
If not, why not?
Exactly. There's no mercy here. Right, that's you there. That's the cameras.
Right.
Well,
So
I
with
have
this
to learn
one-
from nothing.
You're dying
so
to
at
take
least
this off
you
me,
know.
aren't you?
No,
Go on.
well, just so that I can show people how the best ways to get
Go
it
on.
off, because as I say, because it's a sheet, you want to go all the way around on all four sides, so rotate it as you go. Remember to go backwards, back over yourself if you see any air bubbles, and scrape it back into the pot.
Go on,
You don't want any
you get
waste.
that.
Sorry. And then we're going to turn it. I just find it easier if you kind of work your way around than that, rather than try and scrape it all at one angle. So again, any bits that you've missed, just go round. And then again, do scrape it back into your pot, because every little bit doesn't go to waste.
Hmm.
You're gonna.
You lot on fire in here, or is it just me?
I turned the
No,
radiator down
oh.
before. I have turned it down.
And this is why I say use this knife as well, because can you see how it literally reaches past the
Yes.
halfway point? So if I was using the palette knife like this one, it's not really going to hit very far. You're going to have this big bit in the
I was
middle.
going to show them how to scrape
So
why you
You
shouldn't
can.
use a scraper.
I mean, you can use it.
Or you
I can
could.
show you a scraper. The scrapers are probably a bit better, if I'm being honest, compared to the palette knife. So that can come off, but then it's just a bit more fiddly to get it
Yeah,
back into
that's
the
right. It's
pot.
got its
Whereas
forwards and against,
that's
doesn't
paper.
it?
Yeah.
So I mean, use what if you don't want to spend extra. Obviously, just use what you've got. But like I said, the knife is there for a reason. It does make your life a bit easier.
But it's easier to
So-
get it in the, but you need it
Yeah,
to
like
get in the
that.
pot, don't you?
Yeah, but if like this
Yeah.
bit here, it's easier just to, like I say, get that little bit.
Yeah,
Scoop it
just
over.
use the end of
The-
it.
That
Yeah.
doesn't really do it. So yeah. And again, when you start using it, the more you use it, the easier it gets.
Yeah, but it's like everything, isn't it? You have to, so we have to say to people, isn't it? You know what? Buy a mat, buy a pot, and get
Yeah.
playing.
My 9-year-old keeps asking me like, when can I do it? Because I know she can do it, but sometimes it's like, Mummy's done enough work today.
Yeah.
I want to do more work. But bless her. And so she can do it. You guys can do it too. It's not that hard. You just need to learn. Just a bit of practice. That's all it takes. So keep the questions coming, because as I say, that's what it's for. Everything, whatever you're stuck on, where I want to know, it helps
Yeah.
me as well. So if I'm ever at the shows, It's just good for troubleshooting for in general.
Well, if we put this in the oven now, that's the last one, and then we
Yes.
can bring all the bits forward,
Yeah.
and hopefully by the time we're done, this will be ready.
Yeah.
So,
Let's take
shall we
that.
put that in?
Thank you.
I don't know if you,
So
yeah.
that'll be 10 minutes. Oh, I just so yeah, that one. So
So
just
just
kind of take the tip of the,
Do what?
the top. Take it from the top. No, the other way.
The other top.
So holding it from the other way. I'm gonna go into the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that, and slide it in. Yeah, yeah.
So
So I'm just gonna do it here because you can't see what she's doing. So if that's the oven, and you're putting it in,
Smush the
obviously
corner.
you wanna slide it in like this.
Like that.
So, okay.
yeah, and it's going straight onto the rack.
Yeah,
No
and
baking
put it on
tray,
the middle
straight
rack as
onto
well.
the rack.
It's on the middle rack, just in
Okay.
case anyone's querying that one. Okay, so this was the one we've just
Oh,
done.
this is the
creme
purple, isn't it?
brulee.
Right,
Yeah.
what time has that one gone in? So
That's 10 minutes.
that one should be out just as we finish.
Mm.
Good.
Is that the gosh? The time gone so
I know,
quickly,
yeah.
hasn't it?
It's
It's
flown
amazing.
by.
Oh. So
Has everybody loved it, Laura?
Yeah, brilliant comments. Absolutely
And is
loved
everybody
it.
liking our doing our back to basics? That's
Yes.
what we need to know, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
that's what I want to start doing. I want to start more of like, let's concentrate on
How to.
how to.
Yeah.
Yes.
oh, look at that.
Ooh, I like
So
that.
you're gonna see pearl ice white
Yeah.
and creme brulee.
Right, yeah.
So you'll see the
That
colour
creme brulee is richer.
difference. It's nice, and it's
Yeah.
a warmer tone.
Yeah.
So I guess if you wanted that ivory, this is quite close, isn't it?
Yeah. No, but
I'm
that's
sure
stunning.
there's other. Yeah, it's nice.
I don't. Can you see that, Laura, as well?
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Stunning,
You
isn't
can
it?
see the shimmer on it.
Yeah.
Really nice. It doesn't obviously pick up the true colour.
No.
It just sees it as almost like an off-white.
Yeah. But no, it's beautiful. I think we could have done with letting that set a little bit longer.
I
We've
think
rushed
what
it a
it
bit,
was-
haven't we?
Just it could have been me peeling it too quickly. But yeah, as you see, the mat is relatively clean. There's little bits here and there, but that's from the other bit actually.
Yeah.
So that just goes into some warm water and it'll just completely rinse off. So
Yeah,
let's
okay.
do that. So if you have a look at this, I'll get
So
you.
look at that. Can you see that shimmer on there,
Yes,
Laura?
thank
see
you.
it now?
That's perfect.
So that's the one with the creme brulee.
Yeah.
And that's just the pearlised white.
Yes, that's gorgeous.
So yeah, so pearlised
So
white.
there you go. For anyone who was asking for an ivory or pearl ivory before, that's the fake Cahill creme brulee, and
Yeah.
the mat was dusted
Yeah.
prior to putting the
I have
cake
to
lace
say, I
mix on.
love that.
I do. It's so pretty.
Yeah, I do.
It's a really
And
vintage
look
feel
at it.
to
It
it.
is, isn't it? It's nice.
Yeah.
And it's very
So
flexible.
sorry, because we are back to basics. I'm even going to show you how to clean it.
Clean
so
what,
that
the mat?
The mats,
Oh,
yeah.
gosh, yeah.
Because
Right, shall we
we
put
want
these
to
in
make
your...
sure everyone knows. Oh, go on, yeah. Don't waste it.
Don't
we
waste
save
it, no.
So pop that up there. So yeah, so these. Oh, we need to get that thing out of the oven as well, don't we?
What thing?
The butterflies. They're on the
Oh,
left.
are they due out now?
Yeah, that's what the timer was.
Right. Okay.
And then we'll just
I'll get
kind
them
of
out. You
gauge.
tell them how to clean.
We'll just gauge what it's like for the other one. So with your lace mats, when you're cleaning them and when you're storing them, please keep them flat because they do misshapen if you've left them in a funny position.
And how would you get it back flat? Would you just weight it down in between some books or something? Or
Can you see
Yeah,
this rose
you can.
gold on here?
Nice, isn't it? Is it dry?
yeah,
Right.
How gorgeous is
go-
that?
it is so pretty.
Right, let me put this on here a minute while she gets it
So
sorted
just
out.
wet it. Sorry. And then you can just like rub it out with. Obviously, you've got more. There's not very much water in that pot in the bowl. So I'm even saving your water, Carol. I'm even saving your water. So yeah, as you can see, it rubs it out. And then if you just give it a little bit of a shake, everything else will just fall off it. So keep it nice and flat when you're storing it. So I use I actually bought this like Wilton pan, I think. It's on holiday in Orlando. So gonna visit Mickey Mouse, and what do I think of? Cake making. So I'm going to Target. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this.
Oh,
So I
can't
got
wait.
this pan, super excited. It was a really good sized pan, and then got home, it didn't fit in my oven.
Oh no!
I've just recently done that. I've just bought a pan and I can't get it in
Yeah,
here.
but it was perfect for this.
Yeah.
So that's what I've used it for. So again,
Well, maybe that's
That's
what we
it.
should sell them pans for, Laura. We'll try it tomorrow.
So that's
This
the
is the new
blue.
cake lace pan.
that's the blue that we had earlier. Let's just give it a bit of a wiggle. How embarrassing that this didn't work.
What have you done with it?
No, I'm just saying if it didn't work. So give it a little bit of a rub, and it will come out. It will. There you go. So that, just on that edge, this bit here where I've just given it a wiggle. Sorry. I've taken over the whole kitchen. So
I
again,
know.
just wait.
I'm
Like
going to
she's,
put you in with
if no
the,
one's
I'm
ever
going
been
to
in this kitchen, it is ginormous. It's about 5 times the size of my kitchen, and I've managed to utilise every inch of the
You
space.
have?
But
I'm going to put you in with the
take
sweet
over.
stamps girls. You can make as much mess as
I
them.
do.
Oh no.
Eh?
Oh no, you're not on par yet.
So yeah, just give it a rub. As I say, with a bit soapy water, warm soapy water, it literally just melts off. A bit like the lace when you put water
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
So it will come out. Is this your one?
Well, it is now, isn't it?
I'll make sure that it's clean before I leave.
Don't worry.
I don't
I'll
like
sort it
leaving
out.
people with mess.
Can't you put them in the dishwasher though?
I've never tried.
I think
I
you could
have
put
a
them in the
dishwasher
dishwasher.
at
On the
home and
packet.
I use it to put pans in.
Yeah.
So
Can you use the Spectrum Flow, the wipes, to get rid of the dust?
you can. You don't need to though because it will come off in water.
Just with
It's just that,
water,
that
yeah.
means it's piddly amount in here. It's not coming out. But yeah, it will come out. It doesn't take much to dissolve. So the good thing is, I'll say you can use these over and over again. Once you've bought them, they are a little mini investment, but they are well worth it. So,
Would you to get into those little grooves? Could you use like a soft, really soft bristle brush?
Yeah,
Yeah?
definitely. But
Just
like
to get
I say,
into the grooves.
if it's warm water, it's just going to melt it
Well,
off.
you've used
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm using cold water.
Oh, for God's
yeah.
sake. That's why you've got a problem. Right, just bin it off now. Come on.
So it was, is that one done? The butterflies. Yeah. Right. Let me
Yeah.
take this over to the warm water.
Warm water would be nice.
You
Just dump it in there.
You do the butterflies and I'll do this.
Might do with the butterflies, yeah.
Sack me. Yeah.
No, I need you back. Leave them down there. We'll clean them after.
Are you sure?
Oh, my butterflies
You're
are
losing
falling off.
them. It's because they're dry.
Ooh.
If they're falling off, they're ready.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, my
There
little,
you go.
my little honeycombs fell off.
There you go.
Look at that. Can you see them there, Laura? Lift
Yeah,
them.
it's raised
Can you
up.
see?
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
look, it's just fell off. Oh, look
So
at that.
That means they're definitely
Oh,
ready.
I did them.
See,
Look at that.
And they've kept their shape. There's no.
Yeah, look at
You
that.
don't even have any flary bits, do you? Like no
No.
flary bits. It's good. Yay!
Yeah,
Carol's
look at
passed.
that. Oh, look, they all passed, haven't they? Right, let's just tip them all upside down now. Get them all off.
Right. So that middle one, because that's slightly thicker,
Yeah. That one's off
you
now.
might want to peel that one.
And then, oh, even these half toppers are off.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't bad, that was it. Right, that's still sticking.
Right. So
one.
that one, I'd leave it in there.
Yeah.
Maybe about 15 minutes. You can peel that when it's dry rather
Yeah.
than dry now.
Yeah,
But they're
go on.
good. Yeah.
And how are we going to fold a butterfly again?
So just take it by the centre and just fold it like you would a paper, like a card. Just pinch it in the middle. So
Oh, look at that.
nice and easy. Which way is it? This
Oh,
way.
look at that.
See?
Yeah. Oh,
And they
there,
stay
Marie.
like that. So
Not
you,
lovely,
you
that.
don't really have to do much with them. They're so easy.
Can you do it again?
Oh, good at butterflies.
Yeah. But like I say, just little touches. You can add them to everything.
Yeah.
I love them. Like, they're just always in my cupboard.
To me, I would have loads of butterflies for all my mistakes.
yeah. Just make it your
I just
thing.
make butterflies all down there. Right,
Well,
so
that's
should we
easy
get
then.
everything together?
Yeah.
Good.
What have we done?
Good, good, good. What does
That's
anybody
so
want
much.
to ask now before, what have we got in the oven now?
Just the rose gold.
Just the rose gold. Oh, that big mat, haven't we?
Victoriana. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I say, so these are the other ones that we done earlier.
Yeah.
So again, they come out very easily once they're dry. And again, your mat's not that dirty. It just needs a quick rinse under warm water. Keyword warm.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Warm.
I'm actually quite impressed that I've remembered everything today.
What were you going to do on this
That
box?
was literally just to put these on. It's just to give you an idea on how it looks on an actual cake and
Oh,
also
go on
the
then.
colours. So
Yeah.
silver with maybe purple. Is that like a
Purple.
purpley colour? Yeah. So, you know, if you were gonna match these up, so again, you might want to start on the edge, or if you want it more central, so you start with this one here, and then you can just trim it with scissors. So that would go all the way around as well, because that folds.
Mm.
So if you wanted it on a square cake, you can. See, round cake,
Yeah.
it's just as easy. And again, it's just water to attach
Would you
them.
not start off at one corner on the end?
Well, you can do, but
If you
it's
start
just
that
because
one
of
there.
this one. Because it's an 8-inch, what you'll find is it's not central there.
Oh, I see.
But
Right.
if it's obviously a bigger cake or smaller
Yeah.
cake, then that's fine. So that's just
This
me.
is what a
And you
cake
can also,
maker
because
knows,
they
you see.
stand up as well.
Oh, yeah, I like
Look,
that
you can
idea
do it
as
higher.
well. Yeah.
Or you can put a separator at the bottom and
Mm.
it can dangle down the bottom.
Yes.
And actually, where's the regal? On the actual packaging, it shows you how to do it, where it's hanging underneath a cake.
Mm.
Oh
And
yeah,
that
I've
looks like
seen
it's
that
like a
done.
drape.
Yeah.
I think that's really pretty. But also, they make quite nice crown decorations. So if you piece them together, and if you put it around a fondant crown, actually gives that extra extra
Yeah,
inch.
that's nice.
So in gold,
Doesn't
it's
that look
gorgeous.
amazing there?
Yeah, there you go.
So can you see under that
They're
camera
very
down, Laura?
pretty.
Yeah.
There, so, oh, there's got a bigger one inside. Yeah. You can see that one
Yeah.
now, it's just folding
Yeah.
off. And that's just, that's up.
Yeah, so it's up
You can see
over
it
the
closer
top of
there,
the
you can
edge.
see it closer
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Very good.
So like I say, you just want a little bit of water. Don't go OTT with it. So anything that's on my brush, I'm just wiping off excess on the cloth. Pop that there. So are you okay to see this one?
Yeah, but I'm
Is
not.
that, sorry,
Oh.
I'll spin it around and just to
Nobody
see.
else can see it. Don't you worry. Listen, you'll see it next week on the 1 minute video.
Right, that's on.
Can't have it all ways, can you?
I
No.
know. It's just that with this one, because I've got to line it up, it's quite hard when you can't see what you're physically doing. So that's what it looks like this way. Oh, turning it around now, sorry. And then what is overhanging, you can use knife or scissors, it's up to you. And you can just trim it. So you can either mark it ahead of time, so I've just bent it where it should be, like so. And then rather than use your hands, because it will stick, just brush it out with your brush. So as you can see, I'm being quite rough with it. So any bits like that, I'd still keep that, because you might have just literally that tiny bit on a 6-inch cake where that is crucial, and then
Yeah.
you don't have to bake
Yeah.
another bit. You'd be surprised. That is literally all you need to fit around the second part. But yeah, so anything else, you can just kind of go to town and just decorate. So these ones are nice for cupcakes, if you put them on top of little discs, or you can put them on an actual cake. They're quite nice. Little doilies for tea parties and things like that. So that's nice.
So we're selling out of stock straight away.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Oh, are we?
Some of the mats.
Right.
So,
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
Well,
Well
that's
done.
nice to know, because I do want you to try it, and if you
Yeah.
do get to remember, come to me on the on my Facebook page, give me a message, and I always get back to you. It just means you
So
know, I
tell
want
them
to
the
show
name
people.
of your page then.
So the page is Studio8Cakes with the number 8.
Yeah.
And
And do you do classes or anything like that?
So yeah, just those classes behind.
Oh,
so we
yes,
are
that's
launching.
right, yeah.
We have launched the dragon class and little Rosie Rex there. So that will be starting in May,
Yeah.
and that's here at Sugar and Crumbs.
It weighs a
So
ton, this thing, doesn't
that's
it?
proper cake.
I love
Yeah.
it though.
But like I say, you know, I have done
Remind me
this
the
class
date again.
before,
Is it the
so
16th?
16th of May.
16th of May. You want to come and do this.
It's a nice hefty
So
one.
if you go to info@teachthemcake,
Let them teach cake.
letthemteachcake.com, speak to Diane and she'll give you £20 off. £220 this class, it's amazing. Look how beautiful. So Let Them Teach Cake, and it's here in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. The Sugar and Crumbs kitchen is based in Stockport, Cheshire. It's a great kitchen, you'll have a great time. Gerry's here, I will be here. Well,
Well,
I'll be in the building somewhere.
Like, right, that's my space. And then obviously Rosie Rex is the next day. So she'll be a morning class. So it's taught in 2 hours. You get to learn how to make Rosie. Also, if we've got leftover time, there'll be little bits of things to decorate.
Do they actually
Theme.
make one of those?
So
on
you
the
get
class?
to rate, yeah, you get to make this one.
So this is
in
a
the
2 hour class.
So it's a
And
nice
there's a
short
2 hour
one.
class in the afternoon as
There
well.
is. So the afternoon one is more about facial expressions, making people. I'll show you how to mould the faces so that you get 5 different expressions, which is always handy, isn't it? When you, so then they're good for beginners as well. You don't have to know how to decorate.
I love
It's
that,
got
don't
your
you?
skills.
So cute, isn't it?
Nice and easy. Yeah, it's lovely.
Good.
Cheap.
Is that lace going to be ready?
Oh, let's find
it
out.
should be ready. It should be overdone actually. It went in at 10 to. Then we're done. We're done. So everybody, thank you for joining us. If you buy, Laura's got this nightmare to deal with tomorrow. So if you buy a lace, wow, yes, it's hot.
Thank
Wow,
you.
he's cooked, isn't
It's
he?
done, it's done.
Yeah, I am, Maria. So if you buy a lace and you buy a paste, you get a free Rosie.
Until when's the offer?
I don't know, to the end of the week, Monday, shall we say? Shall we say till Monday?
If you want.
Got a
Whatever
week?
you want.
I'm watching her face there.
Whatever. I just want to
Until
just make
Monday,
it clear.
Monday the 16th, then after the Monday
Okay.
the 16th, that's it. Now this is $7.99 this, you get this free. So if you buy a lace, you buy a paste. So you got to buy a lace and a paste, not 2 laces, a lace and a paste, and then you get one of these free. And also if your basket comes to over £40, you get free shipping, and if you get to £40, you also get a free bag of icing sugar. So our lads are going to have the brains bashed tomorrow. They won't know what's going on. That's gorgeous, that, isn't it?
So quickly, this one's a sheet one, so there are a few that are like this kind of big sheet. So if you've got tall cakes, they're great. If they use the white, it's more pliable, so you can use it to make wedding dresses. And also, you can cut this in half. So if you cut it in half this way, it can go right round a cake. So anything.
But if I'm honest, I think if you're a beginner, you should start with that Cenerity and that Paisley. Madame Butterfly, all the ones that we've showed you, because they've got loads of different things on. So they've got loads of different things on for you to play with, and I think that would be great. What else have we got to tell them, Gerry, before we go?
I don't know. I think we've covered quite a lot. Hopefully you've all enjoyed the live, and I've covered enough for you to have a go yourselves. Do you want me back?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, the comments are fantastic, Gerry. I must say,
thank you.
There's a lot of people saying they've been really inspired to get their kits back out. A lot of people, like we said before, have got the kits, have got the mats, have tried it once or have been too scared to use it. Loads of people saying they're actually going to give it a go.
Oh, yeah. So if
you've
never done it before, air dry first, because you want to get a feel for how it should be like.
You do like the air dryer,
I do. And like I say, you do it last thing at night anyway, so once it's done you forget about it. If you're in a hurry, then you can try it using the oven. Like I say, we've done it tonight live.
We've had no problems with the oven.
Yeah, so we've been good tonight.
I think a lot of people panic about the oven.
They do.
I do.
They do, but that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's lovely.
And
I love that rose gold colour.
And I do too.
Yeah, but to be fair, I love all the colours. But the rose gold and the gold is my favourite colours.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the favourite of favourite colours is the creme brulee.
Yeah,
I love that. That was a real surprise.
Like
yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, if you can't find a colour, dust it. Make your own colours. That blue was beautiful, wasn't it? The blue.
Beautiful, yeah.
And if you want more inspiration, come onto my page. There is an album where I've made some ones with cake lace, so that'll give you a little extra nudge to say, okay, give it a go.
Yeah, and all your mats have got £1 off as well. So I think they're all between $15.99 and $24.99. I think recommended retail price is $29.99.
Yes.
So I've knocked an additional £1 off. So you're saving. So enjoy shopping, and that's us done, isn't it? What you going to say, Laura?
A couple of things. There's a few people saying that the mats are out of stock that they want. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about stock.
I can get them back in, but it will be Wednesday.
But then, obviously, people are then worried about missing out on the deal. But there's very little that we can do about that.
I can add stock in on Wednesday. What you can do is, if you want to call the office tomorrow, just to add to Laura's nightmare, you can ask her to reserve one. And I'll reserve one, because I can order them tomorrow. They said I could have them for Wednesday.
Okay.
Look at her face now. Don't do
Well, I'm
that to me.
happy, because it means that I'm
Just wait until the stock's back on the website.
Yeah, wait until the stock's back on the
Just
website.
wait until the stock's back on the website.
Let me have a look at the stock in the morning, because
Yes.
to be fair, the company I'm dealing with have told me they know that we're doing this live tonight. They know what we're doing. They know that I'll be wanting to order some more. So if that's said, so it's a great deal, that, to be fair. So a mat, a paste, you get a free rosy. And if you get over 40 quid, you get free shipping and a bag of ice and sugar. So you can't ask for any
It's a
more than
win-win.
that, can you?
Yeah,
Crikey,
absolutely.
it's cheap.
Yeah.
Good.
Just a little bonus.
Right. Anyhow, don't peck Laura's head in. She's had enough.
Please don't.
Right, okay then. So we'll see you on Thursday. I'm in the kitchen with the happy John and the lovely Simon. So we'll see how fun it's going to be on Thursday, making red velvet cakes with our our cream cheese topping. So that's our cream. Have you tried it yet?
I have.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
So our cream cheese flavoured icing sugar, we're going to use that as the topping for our red velvet cakes. And I'm going to get Gerry to leave these butterflies behind, because I want to use them.
Thank you for having me.
I think they'll be really nice. So we'll see you then on Thursday. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Maria.
Thanks everyone for
Thanks,
watching.
Simon. Simon, are you excited for your debut on Thursday? Are you going to come and say hello to him? Come on, you're going to have to come in and see him, you know. Say hello to Simon.
Hello.
He's actually really very shy. I couldn't have done any worse to him.
In and out, in and out. That's it.
Look how ready he's got again. Oh, I'm going to have some fun on Thursday. Him and John. Oh my Lord. Right, we're done. Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Gerry love.
Welcome.